to another episode of Flagrant 2 No Easy Buckets Analysis by Assholes, water cooler commentary for your sports needs. Definitely sports needs. This weekend, one of the greatest sports weekends in history, one of the greatest content weekends in history. I mean, it was jam-packed. We're going to get to all that in a minute. But first, I got to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Manscaped, okay? You guys should know by now, if you're a new listener and don't, that you should never be shaving your body or pubic areas with the same razor or trimmer that you use on your face. That is completely reasonable. That being said, if you have done it in the past, don't feel guilty. I've done it not only with my razor, but with Alex's. I did it. So I have shaved my face with Alex's ball razor. And
very factual.
And furthermore, I've cut my face.
Oh my God.
So that means if you've cut your balls with that razor, I've cut my face. I have whatever your balls have. Just to let you know. That will never happen to either of us again, okay? Because we both have Manscaped, all right, especially the Lawnmower 2.0 trimmer with skin-safe technology for a smooth shave every time, everywhere. I take it with me on the road. It has a great little travel case. I wish I brought the travel case. What are those things called that you put all your toiletries? Yes, a toiletry bag. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a great little toiletry bag. I mean, they have this cool shaving mat as well. Obviously, I don't take down the road, but instead of hovering over the toilet and you're trying to get all your pubic hair into the toilet as you shave it off of your balls, they go right onto this little mat. Then you can just wash that mat. I'm just telling you guys, don't play around. Have your balls looking nice. It's summer. In winter, you get away with that woof. In summer, you want it to be clean. You want to look like Varys. It's going to be all Game of Thrones references this whole episode. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Anyway, manscaped.com. Okay, use the offer code Flagrant and get 20% off plus free shipping. Okay, these guys are shipping the shit to you for free. Again, go to manscaped.com, use the code Flagrant, save some money, get free shipping on anything you guys want and need. After you purchase something, let everyone know the army is strong, okay? Leave a review showing the world that we keep it tight over here, especially in our nether regions. Manscaped.com, offer code Flagrant. Now, let's start the show. I'm here with Akaash Singh, Real Life Cast,
Yes,
AlexxMedia, Eden. It's been an exceptional...
Who's that? Is that a
just
woo?
burped. There's been an exceptional content weekend. We've had, let's see, we've had the playoffs. The NBA playoffs have started. Sports has officially started. My interest is now peaked with basketball. I have to be honest with you. My interest in watching games towards the end of the season waned seriously. Maybe it's because the Knicks were trash. Maybe it's maybe it's because, the Lakers were trash. I usually like the Knicks, and then I follow LeBron. And I just didn't have any horses in the race.
There was
Even the good teams kind of turn it off a little bit too. Like for the
There's
last
no
month.
interesting storylines. No, nothing to sink your teeth into during the regular season, except the Lakers caving, which I don't think anybody thought they were going to be good anyway.
I thought they were going to. I thought we all thought they were
I thought they were going to be good first half of the season. I thought they'd make the playoffs.
You thought they would make the playoffs.
Yeah. But
So-
since I didn't expect them to really contend, I was like, all right. So they went from being a 4 or 5 seed to not making the playoffs.
being-
All right, whatever.
Fair. Losing in the playoffs is the same as making the playoffs.
Them being terrible is one thing, but the spectacular implosion of the Lakers is what's been like the only end of the season storyline for the NBA.
I'm going to put this out here right now. LeBron is on the trading block next year.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
Called this.
You said this?
Yes.
When'd you say
yes,
this?
during the Anthony Davis thing. When I was like, yo, I like the
we
Lakers
talked
young
about this.
pieces.
You should trade LeBron.
I was like, yo, why wouldn't you just trade LeBron for Anthony Davis straight up? Like, who says no?
On a Patreon app, we talked about this.
Okay. Well,
But
look.
they're like,
all right,
it's
if you said it
impossible,
first,
yada,
you said
yada.
it first. I would not be shocked, and I'll give you credit for it, Ken. I would not be shocked. The guy's 34.
34 years old.
34 years old. He's got 2 more guaranteed years left, and then an option.
Great contract.
Phenomenal contract. He has to play those 2 years. He's coming back from injury, so you know he's healthy. He's had the whole summer to rest. You get healthy peak LeBron for at least 1 year, and then you have slightly declined LeBron for another year after that. You literally can get anybody you want in the league. This is a conversation that I've had with people, and there's been mixed reviews on this. I think you can trade LeBron straight up for any player in the league.
Absolutely.
Even
Giannis.
Giannis.
I don't think you get Giannis.
I think you get Giannis.
I don't think they get
Giannis better right now.
Yeah.
Why would the Bucks make that trade?
No, I don't think he's better.
Right now?
I think Giannis better this year.
I think that he has physical advantages over LeBron, which are minimal, but he has them.
How many people could say that, though?
No, not a lot. I don't deny that, but LeBron's IQ and experience is unmatched by any player in the league. So it's like, if I'm Milwaukee and I think I got the team to do it this year, put it this way, if you take LeBron and you put him in Milwaukee right now,
oh, interesting.
do they contend?
I don't know.
Healthy LeBron last year, yes, but this year,
No, healthy LeBron. Healthy LeBron this year.
Oh yeah, they contend. In the East, absolutely.
I think they make it out of the East easy.
I think the East,
and I think that
they give Golden State problems.
There are issues. They have guys that can hoop.
It's a better team than Cleveland.
It's a better team than Cleveland.
Even a better question is, what does Giannis do for the Lakers? Like, does he take what LeBron and them couldn't make work?
Yes.
And make that work?
You think yes?
Yes.
Go. Why?
I think LeBron wasn't as fun to play with as people thought he would be. I think LeBron brought a lot of drama with him. I don't think Kevin Durant is wrong in that he doesn't necessarily mean for it to be toxic.
Right.
But it's toxic around LeBron.
No, you're right.
Can I ask you this question? Right. 25% of the way through his contract. Right. Is this the...
Go on. What? Go on. Wait, y'all don't eat a banana like that? You just kiss it up and down before you start eating it?
I don't know. I never...
When do you think Tory Lanez is going to bite this on his Instagram?
Wait, he bit something you did too?
He did a banana thing. He edited a banana thing on Flagrant, and Tory Lanez did it that week on his Instagram.
Bro, Tory Lanez was running around squirting Hennessy with the Super Soakers.
Really?
Yeah.
You probably the one that got him to Flagrant too.
Yeah.
And now he's stealing everybody's shit.
Probably.
If you out here hating Pakistanis, I'm gonna have a problem with this man. That's my shit.
Akaash came in tight this morning, bro.
I saw Hotel Mumbai. That shit, man, got me emotional, bro.
He said, bro, I saw Hotel Mumbai.
You guys seen that movie? You guys even know that's a movie?
I'm looking through all these notes that I want to talk about for the show, for the videos, and he's like, man, I'm like, oh, here we go, bro. I'm gonna have a whole fucking. This is gonna be thousands of years of oppression I'm gonna have to hear about.
That shit is coming.
I just want to look at this Manscaped ad and see if I can get the words right.
See the smoke coming out of his ears.
But you know what? There was smoke coming out of his ears. Not as much smoke coming out of his Hotel Mumbai.
Oh, there it is. All right. That's going to be a good one today. It feels good.
It was set on fire. He's not inaccurate. He's not wrong.
So I got you heated it. And I empathize. You know why?
Why?
Because after my mom saw Braveheart,
yeah,
my mom was fucking tight for like 3 days straight.
Really?
Yeah, really upset. Oh, so like that, probably you're having that kind of visceral emotional reaction.
Yeah, that shit was rough.
Jesus.
I forget I was in Dog, I was supposed to be in Bombay then. Like the train station they shot up, I was supposed to take a train that stopped right there.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Do you think that like they call the terrorists like Bombay? Like,
That's a flagrant dad joke.
like B.O.
That's a flagrant dad joke. That's a flagrant dad joke.
B-O-M-B-B-A-E. Like Bombay. You know what I mean?
Man.
Oh, it's fucking, that was so good.
Okay, so you saw the movie and then you came, like you went with your girl or what?
Yeah.
Now, what happens after that?
What do you mean?
Do y'all bone?
I don't think that's a movie you necessarily bone to after.
So the mood is ruined.
We bonded over some Indian love though.
You
we
did?
Bonded over Pride and Country, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
So what happened? What y'all discussed? Y'all had a nice little
She
discussion?
read about it. She was real wrapped up in it. I tend to just leave shit alone.
See, that's your problem. You were the girl that reads. I would never do that. See, that's why y'all fighting all the time, because your girl's too educated. You know what I mean? Don't do that shit. Get a girl who likes meme pages.
Nah, man, you know, Indian girls fighting is the fun. That's what. I was the only one here who dates a woman of color.
Right.
I'll just let you guys know.
Hold on, bro. My girl's very brown, yo. Very black, dude. Relax.
He said, my girl's very black. You know, you're going to get a text about this. Listen, I'm not very black. Okay? I'm a chocolate.
See how I cleaned it up? I was like, she's very brown. She's brown. Trying to clean it up at the very end. Don't push it. Oh, gosh.
Oh, man.
so
Andrew, you'll learn
connected.
about it this year at Essence Fest.
What's that? Yo, son, you know my sisters. Hey, sisters. Hey, sisters. Hey, sisters. I'm coming. Yo, real talk, I'm pulling up to Essence Fest. I look at tickets.
Yo, it's a good time. It's a good time. You should go.
Son, let's go.
I go every year.
I don't think we're going to be there.
What are you talking about? I go every year. I started.
You're right.
Well, I'm the Essence.
I started it.
You know how they spell it? It's just S-sense. Dad joke!
That was so bad.
It's terrible.
Like
These
50
are so
cents. But it's S-cents.
like
Cents. Okay. Is the S a dollar sign?
Yo! That's fucking... You see how we keep tagging these dad jokes, bro? Yo, we are washed. Let's go.
Bro.
Let's go,
I feel it, bro. Speaking of wash, your boy Tiger Woods.
All right.
we getting into it?
I think we gotta get into it right away.
Wait, real quick question about LeBron.
Yes.
All right.
Is this, so far, the
Yeah.
worst decision he's made in his NBA career?
Yeah.
What,
Going to the
LeBron?
Lakers. Going to the Lakers.
Yes. Yes. What?
you-
Ew. What's wrong with you?
Bro, what?
Looking at this camera, I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Y'all don't eat bananas like that? Wait, y'all don't eat the whole banana?
Did you
bro?
have bread this morning?
Say what?
Did you have bread this morning? Yo, this kid he's like a child.
I
If he
know.
has bread, he starts acting weird
His
as
blood
fuck.
sugar's
I was
too
acting
high,
up.
bro.
Son,
What
when
happened?
we were driving in the car.
Oh, I was acting up.
Son,
I was acting up.
Remember when I didn't used to drink caffeine?
I was acting up.
Was
it
it
was
like that?
It was like
Like
that.
that?
I was acting up, bro. I kept talking. Shout out to the guy what was the guy's name? Max? Sam. Shout out to the guy showing us around Cleveland. He was the guy who manages the club, and I just kept like saying jokes, and he wouldn't get it, and I'd be like, that's more for coastal elites. We're in working class Cleveland. Yeah, that's more of a coastal elite joke. You know what I mean? I can see how that went over your head. You know what I mean? Just like those planes that fly over your state. I just kept leaning into it. He had a good sense of humor about it, though. It was good.
Oh, man.
All right. But what happened? Where were we at? Okay, so let's finish the LeBron talk, and then let's get into...
Is this the worst decision he's ever made?
Yeah, NBA decision.
Without a doubt.
Maybe decision, period.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, the worst basketball choice he's ever made. Because it's not a basketball choice. Like, him going to the Lakers was never about, like... We looked at it, we were like, oh, can they get some nice young pieces? But I don't think anybody who watches any basketball thought, oh, they'll beat the Warriors. Oh, they'll win the world title. Like, it wasn't a basketball decision. It was a great career decision. It was a great, for his after basketball career.
He couldn't wait 2 years, 3 years? What's his media empire that needs to be built now?
If I may say, I was just in Cleveland.
I was about to say, you were just in Cleveland. You could tell.
I could see how he might want to get out of there after a couple of years. Oh, do I have booger?
Yeah, you're good now.
What is it?
You got
Yeah?
something on your... You're good.
Or banana cum or whatever the fuck.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Cleveland, where we were in it, we didn't see the whole thing, but it was pretty cool. Like
I've
didn't
heard
know,
that.
dude. I didn't know this. You know that like that's where Rockefeller started.
Yeah.
You knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't put this together, right? So Rockefeller has oil.
Mm-hmm.
I never figured runs oil. I never figured where the oil came from. I didn't put that together. All the oil in America started in Western PA.
I did not know that.
Right? So it's like,
didn't know
okay,
that.
that's why
As
he's
a
in...
Texan, I thought we had the monopoly on that.
Son, so did I. The whole time I'm like, it must be in Texas or something, or Alaska or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So it was Western PA, and that's why all those regions were stocked. They were like Western PA is actually close to West Virginia. Now you have all those coal miners who were balling back in the day. You had those millionaires at the time. The hotel we stayed in, Alex said it looked like Hogwarts. It did. It looked like a blimp. It looked like a giant floating blimp. It was Was it not unreal?
It was dope though.
It was so cool.
I've never seen anything.
Yeah, the Heidelberg or whatever. Yeah.
Hindenburg.
Hindenburg. Yeah.
It's a Heisenberg, my bad.
That's my boy
Breaking
Walter.
Bad.
That's
Yeah.
my boy
Walter
Walter.
White.
So, but it was just cool to be in a place like you could imagine that back in the fucking day, like the Rockefeller times. That was just an office. You know, that was just an office, Alex.
Yeah.
So we were in a massive hotel that was also like a mall now. That was just an office.
That's dope.
That's the kind of
Some
wealth we're
baller
talking.
shit.
Yeah, like real time billionaire shit. So Cleveland was dope. I'm not gonna trash. That being said, you have the opportunity to go to LA.
Yeah.
You also have the opportunity to be the greatest basketball player ever.
Still has the opportunity.
I wonder if he had that opportunity in Cleveland. I wonder if he recognized, listen, there's no fucking way we're going to beat these Warriors. There's just no way. They're too good. What are we gonna? Is Seti Osman gonna turn into?
I don't think going to the Lakers was the move.
I see.
I don't remember who I thought he should have gone to.
Philly.
Philly. You said
Philly.
Philly. Yeah.
Philly.
Yeah. Can you imagine him on Philly right now?
It's over. It's fucking over.
Did he stand a chance of beating the Warriors without KD?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was already talks of KD wanting to leave
That's true too.
before LeBron left.
That's probably. What
I think he should have
Well,
stuck it out.
He's saying if KD had left,
point.
the Cavs could have beaten the Warriors.
Absolutely.
KD was
If
supposed
KD never got there, I think they get 2 out of those 3.
Yeah, so his point is
Yep.
he could have stayed in Cleveland because there was already rumors KD was going to leave, so he could have just stayed
You
in
basically
Cleveland.
wait one more year out.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think in retrospect, we all know it wasn't the best basketball decision. LeBron is clearly someone who's thinking past basketball, and it's hard for us to fathom because his value to us is basketball, right?
Yeah.
His value to us is not. I mean, we're not so impressed with the fucking boardroom or the barbershop, whatever the
Yeah.
what's the name. Like anything he does outside of basketball, I could really give a fuck about,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm like, why don't you care about the thing that I care
Yeah.
most about?
Even some of like his show, like the $250,000 Million Mile or something,
I
like
don't know.
it got moved to like Saturday nights or Friday nights. Like that's not good.
Yeah.
Like that's a big sign that
They buried
it. Yeah. They put him on like the fucking graveyard.
I tend to think if you
Time-
have an
time slot.
otherworldly talent, you pursue that otherworldly talent if there's a window on it. Like
Right.
that window is closing.
Right.
He's not an otherworldly TV producer.
Right.
He's pretty
he could
good.
be.
He's impressive considering he's an otherworldly basketball
Could
player.
be.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, you gotta think about it like this. Like,
But you
think-
can do that at any time. So I guess you're saying why not lean
Wait,
into
lean into the basketball while that window's closing, and then in 2-3 years, when the skills are declining, then go to LA.
But this is what we do with famous people, right? Is like we want them to live the lives that we see for them, and I think it's quite normal. I think it's reasonable. This is our relationship with them.
Yeah.
Our relationship with them is based on one thing.
Yeah.
So it's like I want you to continue doing that one thing, and then when you divert off of that, it's disappointing.
More
and that's what it
specifically,
feels like.
my
Yeah.
admiration of you is based off one thing.
Right.
I'm not going to admire LeBron really as an otherworld, anything like I am basketball.
Right.
He's a good businessman, not as good as he is at basketball.
Okay, this whole idea, like, it's very easy to do business when you're LeBron. That's another
Yeah.
thing. It's like we're giving Rich Paul too much. People are acting like Rich Paul's this fucking genius. It's like you walk in the room and then they go, "We'd like to work with LeBron," and he goes, "Okay."
Well, they built themselves to that point though, because at first Rich Paul's
I
looked
think-
at as just like, oh, you're just his flunky. You know what I
But
mean?
he's got
So-
the
This
Corvette
undefeated
engine.
Kaz talking. Uninterrupted Kaz.
But you understand what I'm
Just the
saying?
point,
Like,
though, one thing I say,
Yeah.
I think they were one of the first people to recognize how much leverage they had. I think a lot of athletes underestimated their leverage. A lot did. And then LeBron was like, no, I can dictate wherever the fuck I want to go. Like,
I honestly think that's his biggest contribution to like the game, just like player freedom and being able to be like
player
you know,
leverage. He
Like,
tipped the scales.
tipping the scales, taking a little bit of the power out of the owner's hand. The owners still absolutely run shit, but like
Right.
LeBron's the first person that really like shook up the fucking status quo as far
Right.
as like player and owner relationships and being able to dictate where you want to go and all that type of shit.
yeah, he broke the this like old moral code, which was there's something valuable about staying with the same team.
Yeah.
And there is absolutely nothing valuable about it. I mean, we just rewarded Dirk for doing it for his whole career,
Yeah.
but it's a meaningless thing. Like
Yeah.
you play this game to win, you go where you can to win, and we're gonna knock the fuck out of you for doing it because we're hater ass fans. But at the end of the day, the history books will remember your rings.
Yes.
Okay, that is all they'll remember.
all your accolades.
That's
They
it.
don't give a
They
fuck
would
what you
never
did for
remember
Dallas.
what is the guy's name? Bernard King. They would never. Bernard King played for the Knicks.
Yeah.
So they would never remember Bernard King's tenure with the Washington Bullets. I
Yes.
believe it was.
Bullets, yeah.
Right?
I think.
As one of the flashiest and most exciting players in the history of the NBA. They will remember him because he has 2 rings with the New York Knicks. Simple as that. So say what you want about KD. Forgotten without those rings.
To me, it's like a relationship a little bit. Like you got your wife, your whatever, your girl. If they do right by you, if
Those
the
Walt
organization does right by you,
No, Walt and King were on the same team.
Were they?
Yeah.
I didn't think
I'm
King had a
thinking
ring.
about this-
I didn't want to
I
question
didn't
y'all
think
on
King was
Knicks shit.
I'm pretty sure
but I didn't
was
think
Walt
King
Clyde.
had a ring.
Yeah. Bernard King was like late 80s.
So maybe it's not King I'm thinking about. Who was the
Clyde.
No, Clyde and there was somebody that came over.
And fucking Black Jesus. What was his name?
Earl Monroe?
Earl Monroe. There you go. That's who you're talking about.
was that on?
Was on the Bullets now? Wait.
Does Bernard King have a ring?
Earl Pro.
Okay, so maybe it was that. It was there was somebody who decided I wanted to win.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Earl Monroe, and it was like I'm gonna take this ego check because it's Clyde's team.
Yeah, Black Jesus.
Baltimore Bullets,
That's
not
what it
Washington
was.
Bullets.
Gotcha.
Baltimore
Okay.
Bullets, which is a hilarious name for
The
a
most
team
on-brand
with
name.
tons of bullet fire, or a city with tons of bullet fire. Yeah. Okay, but what were you saying, Akaash?
I think if the organization does right by you for the most part and you leave, then I feel like you are an asshole or whatever. Like LeBron, the first time he left Cleveland, I didn't like him going to play with Dwayne Wade, but you gotta leave Cleveland. They're fucking idiots.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I think even KD to a degree, well, actually, I think they did a pretty good job building the team, but trading Harden, that's enough for me to be like, all right, you know what, maybe I need to step away from this organization. Again, hated where he went. But leaving if your organization is stupid, why the fuck would I be loyal to you? And most organizations are pretty stupid.
So
I'm
for
agreeing with your
Dirk's
point.
part, for the most, like the Mavericks have been a pretty like well-run organization.
They
like,
fucked up
they've had-
after they won the championship for about 5 years, but up until the championship, they did a great job.
They
by
were
him.
always
They
in the mix.
always did right by
Yeah,
him.
they always drafted well. They were always in the mix. They were always in the playoffs here and there. Like,
Yeah.
after they won the title, it felt like they got a little fat. I was like, oh, okay, we
Yeah.
could just let these people go. And
Passing on
It's
Giannis
so
is the dumbest
hard
move ever.
to it's so hard to run an organization, like, because so much of this is pure luck,
yeah,
right? You are investing in a player
True.
and you are predicting their work ethic, their physical capability, and their health. 3 things that you cannot control at all, right? So when you don't pick Giannis, you can simply look at him and go, I think he's too raw. I don't think he'll make. I've seen tons of athletic guys.
Yeah.
He's not the first athletic guy in the NBA who didn't work out.
yeah.
There's been tons. For every Giannis, there's been a million.
Stromile, Swift.
Stromile, Darius Miles,
Yeah.
right? There's been a
Guys that
million of
looked
these
the
guys.
part, good arm length and all that type of shit. Oh, this guy, I thought Darius Miles was gonna be like the fucking next T-Mac.
Absolutely.
And it was just
And
like,
all
no,
of us
it's
did.
not
So
it.
it's
Yeah.
like, there. I empathize with organizations, and I'm hesitant to call them dumb unless they're truly like the New York Knicks are dumb, right?
That's
but
fair.
some people are making the best moves that they think they can, and these guys do not. Like the Lakers drafted pretty well. I don't think that like Brandon Ingram is supposed to be better.
Oh no, they've been smoking the summer league for the past couple of years because they draft very well.
What's the guy's name who they traded to New Orleans? I mean, fucking
Julius
D'Lo.
Randle.
Julius Randle, decent player.
D'Angelo
D'Lo, killing
Russell,
it. They
Brandon
drafted
Ingram.
well.
Yeah.
They did what they had to do to get the best player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He got injured, so you don't make it into the playoffs, and then your other guys just can't step the fuck up.
Yeah.
Simple as
Lonzo's
that.
Hurt, you know what I mean? Maybe,
Isn't that
maybe
what it
it's-
is, though? If the move works out in anything, if you're brilliant.
That's
and
what I'm
if it doesn't,
saying.
you're an idiot.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's so hard to call. It's so hard to call to give credit to either one for an organization because it's pure luck. You're rolling the dice no matter what, and you're basically trying to get a die that's only going to land on 2 or 3 things instead of 6.
I think draft-wise, they were well. I think it was just the front office moves, like as far as like people they signed.
And who wouldn't go after LeBron? Like,
Not even just LeBron, but like fucking signing like Mozgov and like Luol Deng.
If
and,
you
like,
make miscalculations, I think we agree on the general thing, but I think sure, this is luck, but that's how it is. If it works out, I'll call you a genius. If it doesn't, I'll call you an idiot. And that's how and you're like, it's all luck, so I'm not going to judge you either way. I'm like,
no,
look,
I'm going to judge you, but I understand that judgment that I'm giving to you is unfair.
it's miscalculations. They just made some miscalculations.
That's it.
But the miscalculation of not
No,
trading for Paul
it wasn't
George
even
'cause he'll come-
miscalculation. It's pure luck. So it's like, I know when I call you a genius organization, it's like, this is pure luck, buddy. Like, or not pure luck. It's like 80% luck. And I know when I call you an idiot organization, I'm like, this is also luck. You just got very unlucky.
You think there's a few exceptions, though, right? Like I would say the
Knicks.
Spurs.
Knicks are pure exception, bad. Spurs, pure exception, good.
Yeah.
Because the Spurs have such an amazing culture and structure, and they sign character guys
and they're in the
before
right
they
city,
sign.
too. I think that's a
Sure,
big thing.
sure.
They're in a
But
They're in the right city.
but they're also signing personality. Like they would have they would rather a shittier player
Right.
that will do exactly what the team needs than a really good player who's going to be Kyrie and be insubordinate and
Right.
break up that chemistry.
Right, correct.
Like Kyrie could never play.
Yeah.
Pop would probably never want a Kyrie.
No. He has
he'd
like
lie
a system,
about it,
yeah.
but he would never want it.
That's why a guy like DeMar DeRozan fits so well over there.
Perfect.
He's the perfect dude for them because it's like you don't need to ask him to be a superstar because he's a star, but like a superstar, like 1A type of dude, you never need to be because like Popovich and like the culture and like the players, all the supplementary parts around them, makes up that gap between like star and superstar.
Yeah.
That, like,
And they made the
LeBron's
playoffs.
into. And they won. They won their first. Who they beat? Beat the Nuggets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat the Nuggets first game. Like they stole home court advantage. What they always do.
So drafting, I get, can be luck. But what do you say to other things like the Mavs wanting to say? Well, I guess Giannis is a draft pick. They want to save money. That's why they passed. But I would say to the Lakers, not trading for Paul George because he's just going to want to come here.
Yeah.
Not trading for Kawhi because he's just going to want to come here.
Arrogance.
And now you're fucked. I would call those stupid decisions.
Yeah. But let's say Paul does want to come.
Then it's genius.
Right? So it's like it's so fucking vulnerable being in that position. You need some luck. You're like
Yes.
you're mitigating like a fraction of circumstance. I guess that's what it is. When you're a team owner or like a president or GM, it's like your ability to control the game is tiny. So you have to get every bit of that right.
Right.
And the elite teams do it.
Yeah.
The Spurs do it.
Yeah.
And even with that, they can't even guarantee wins.
To
Like
your point, I really respect the moves the Raptors have made the last few years,
Yeah.
and they can't get it done.
they can't get it
Like,
done.
I think great moves all the time, and they can't get it
Can't
done.
get it done. That's how fucking vulnerable
Yeah.
this shit is. Like, you know, if you're a team and you manage to get Steph Curry and a couple pieces, you're in the finals. You know that if you manage to get LeBron and at least a couple pieces, you're in the finals.
Right.
Everybody else, you just gotta fucking hope for an injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
let's get into the big deal of what
Yeah.
happened here. There's a bunch of things that we want to discuss today. Part of me is like, Akaash before was like, should we hold off on Tiger and then like close strong on Tiger? Should we get right into it? I think there's something else that I want to hold off to.
Okay.
But let's go on Tiger. Today, we're reflecting. This is Monday. This episode will come out Tuesday. Yesterday, we witnessed two colossal events. This was so cool. So rarely now in culture do you have Super Bowl moments. And I don't mean Super Bowl in terms of the actual Super Bowl. I mean moments where, because of streaming culture, the entire world is watching one thing at one time.
Appointment television.
Appointment television, right? Now, something comes out on Netflix, we'll watch it all at different times. We've actually become way less connected because we can't have that small talk that really people needed at the office, that water cooler commentary, if you will, right? For your sports needs, for your Netflix needs, for what content, whatever it was.
That's what your soul needs.
Souls needs, boom. So there is a time right now, right, for the next 6 weeks. Everybody in the world is watching Game of Thrones, and that is a connector. You meet a new person, instead of going, what do you do for a living, or where are you from, whatever these like nonsense questions are, just so you can find a little morsel.
Search for a connection.
You can search for
Here
it.
it is.
You know what it is. You step up. You make some reference about it. That person gets it, and immediately you've connected with another human being. Immediately, right? It's like bumping into someone in another city that's wearing your same college shirt.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, Gauchos,
Yeah.
right? Oh shit, Buckeyes, right? And then boom, you have that connection.
Alpha, Kappa, whatever.
We are all Team Stark
Yeah.
for the next 6 weeks,
Right.
or Lannister, or whatever it is, right? And you have this amazing moment, and it's why, if you can get there with traditional appointment television, it's a way more effective form of content, because truly we want to connect over something. Tiger provided that for us Sunday at the Masters. He got the entire world. I'm 35 years old, so there was a time in my life where we listened to sports radio. We listened to games on the radio. We're driving back. I landed from Cleveland, and I'm in the Uber home, and I was like, Tiger's on. Let me see if I can catch it. I get AM on. I press Seek. Again to try to get another, not your girl's people, but to try to get the station. Seek.
Oh, right,
Seek.
right.
Seek.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I get the station, and literally, it's him putting the final
Oh
putt
my
on
God.
18.
Fuck.
Okay. He gets it. He is the 2019 Masters champion. This is his 5th Masters championship. I'm freaking out. I'm going crazy. I'm like, whoa, this. I don't even watch golf, but I'm fucking going nuts. And my Uber driver's looking at me like I'm insane. He's like, who listens to AM? Right? and in that moment, I was compelled to go on Twitter to see what the timeline was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't felt like that in fucking years. Maybe
Yeah.
when I first got Twitter, but the last thing I want opinions from people on are fucking on Twitter. You know, it's just
Yeah.
an awful, disgusting place.
And it's finally peaceful opinions.
Dude, there's no stakes, right?
Yeah.
So it's just golf, right? So I go on there, and everybody is rejoicing this this moment, right? This moment of redemption. This guy who was at the highest of highs, went down to the lowest of lows, tried everything to come back, and we literally saw his body break down in front of us.
Yeah.
Right? We
Spinal
saw
fusion surgery.
If you see like
Can't
somebody
walk.
put
Surgery.
like all the surgeries he went through, I'm
Yeah.
like, dog, like your favorite fucking football player doesn't
Hasn't
come
been.
back from that type of shit. Like, I'm like,
non-stop.
goddamn.
Broken. Last year almost does it. I think second he comes in last year,
Yeah.
right? In one of the majors. Which would have been this amazing story. Doesn't happen. And then fucking A, on the Masters, the guy pulls it off. And you have this amazing magnetic pull the entire world, right? I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of the world golfs, even, and this is how magnetic Tiger is. I hate golf. I'm bad at it.
Golf
I
is not my
fucking
shit.
was obsessed with this
Yeah.
moment. Tiger brought us all together. He wins, and it reminded me something about the power of sport. It's like in our everyday lives, there's so many things we cannot control, right? And the reason we're drawn to the Tigers of the world, to the Floyd Mayweathers of the world, maybe when Conor was winning, the Conors of the world, is they offer this consistency that does not happen. Right? It's like the reason why I think wrestling works in a lot of ways. It's like, oh, the Undertaker's going to win every single time. You know what? Not a lot of things happen for me every single time.
Yeah.
I it's nice to know that I can go and I can get that thing.
Let me get my feel good.
My feel good because I don't have a lot of feel good moments.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what's gonna happen to me
That's
at
why
work.
TV and movies usually have happy endings.
Yeah, because we need it, right? Because life doesn't, right? It's like I don't know if I'm gonna hear from my folks, or I don't know if I'm gonna get back with my girlfriend. I don't know. So much I don't know. And then you go in that moment and you see the guy against all odds, fucking do it at 43. You're an old man. Like, I'm 35, my body's breaking down, and you see another fucking old man whoop these little young kids' asses, dude.
It's because sports is the great life metaphor, bro.
Fuck.
It's the great life metaphor. It's what brings us all together because, like, if you didn't watch that shit and didn't think, like, no, man, like, we've all been fucking down. We've all gotten our ass. Like, life has kicked everybody's ass. And there's not many people whose life has had his ass, who's got his ass kicked by life.
Yeah.
Like Tiger Woods. Like, you know, so seeing that shit, man, like, and mind you, to me and to damn near almost every sports fan I talk to, Tiger is golf to them. Like, I don't remember a world of golf before
I
him.
remember a world of golf that did not matter before Tiger.
Yeah.
It did not fucking matter.
I don't know anybody.
I read there was this really in-depth book about Tiger that I read like 2-3 months ago just because I heard it was good. The guy was an asshole, but like just completely hit rock bottom and then turned it around, realized like all the shit he needed to change, became a different person,
real
and how
horny,
to win.
real horny guy too.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, just like people who set him up financially for life. Like he didn't like one thing they said and then he just cut them out forever. Not even to him. Like something about like telling his dad like, "Yo, quiet down" or something like that. He'd be like, "All right, gun done forever." But like,
you shut off.
yeah,
Damn.
just motherfuckers that set him up for life. But at some point he hit his bottom. He's like, "Yo, I can't. I got to be different." And then like he just changed who he was, and now he's winning, and it's just cool to see. I don't know, it's just cool to see. Normally when a guy's like, fuck, I don't want to be this killer person anymore, they don't win.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see him say, I don't want to be this guy anymore, and then be
still
great.
win.
Apparently, he's changed the way he parents and shit.
Yeah.
Apparently, he takes his kids to school. Like, he's becoming...
He wasn't a parent before. That was one of his big regrets.
Right. And it's like, I'm not one to sit here and, you know, to quote the Chris Rock joke, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
I'm not going to give you credit for doing the things you're supposed to do as a parent.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is that rock bottom humbled him to the point where he realized, luckily for him, early on in his life, that there are things more valuable than chasing the outcome.
Right.
And it seems that he has made that transition, and then life rewarded him for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, to win the Masters.
It's so sweet that he actually won it at the Masters too, because people forget, like, when he was like stinking it up and hitting rock bottom, like that whole like club of Augusta took every shot to like shit on him. And like, you know, especially when he got caught with the cheating. And
Oh,
like,
really? I didn't know that.
Oh no, yeah. That's what makes it that much more sweeter. Like that his first win was back at that place where they damn near shunned him. You know what I mean? Like they
Master Augusta did?
Yes. Like they damn near
The balls
like, did not
on
want
them.
him. Exactly.
Take a moral high ground when you don't even let women onto the course.
You know?
Yeah,
and it's one of those things where it's like,
how dare he cheat? What do you think the men are doing at your course?
why do you think
Their wives aren't allowed here. I wonder why.
I think he also butted. Maybe if I'm remembering this correctly, I think he also was like a dickhead to the director of the Masters.
Something like that.
But
yeah.
so then he was like, all right, this guy's always been a dick to me. Fuck him.
Fuck
Yeah.
him.
It was on some shit where it's like, oh well, you know,
Dog, like if a reporter.
this guy thinks he's bigger than the game. He's bigger than the Masters.
He
Like
is.
now, look at him. Look at this motherfucker. Like there was basically on some like, yo, now like kiss the ring type of shit.
Yeah.
And like I guess he kind of had to until like, you know, now he's back. Where
Again,
it
in
is.
fairness, Tiger was the #1 kiss. If you were a reporter and didn't constantly ask him like easy questions, if you asked him one tough question, he would turn on you forever. Like reporters, he was like cool with, had a good relationship. They would ask him about some shit they had to ask him about, and then or like a bad round or something like that, like as an example. And then he would be like, "Why would you ask me that?" And then just never to fuck with them again. Like he was like, I got the book if anybody
How do you
wants to read
feel
it.
about that?
You gotta let people do their job. Like if you don't like it, fine, but you can't resent a person forever for doing his job or just be an asshole to the media. Even on a certain level, like I would respect that. Keep that
Right.
same energy as opposed to, hey, I like you. Just make sure you always ask me very easy, nice questions.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds Trumpish.
It does sound very Trumpish.
Yeah.
It does sound
He
very
was raised
Trumpish.
by
Yeah.
his father and his mom to be
They
a
do still
fucking
golf
killer.
together, by the way.
Huh?
They do still golf together, by the way.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, like what's his-
So okay, so yeah, I'm trying to understand
If you're
the
the president, who else are you
relationship
gonna golf
with trying to understand the relationship with the media that these athletes might have, because there is the media are leeches in a lot of ways, right?
Yes.
When you're doing great, they can't wait to compliment you and you say
Yes.
you're great, and then when you're doing shitty, they just want to shit all over you. So there has to be some resentment that you develop towards the media when you realize, oh, they're just being nice to me because it gets them a scoop. They're manipulating me as much as I'm manipulating them by being tough on them for asking the question. This is not an authentic relationship. So does it require Tiger's authenticity?
Probably not.
I don't
Probably.
I
not.
don't know if I'm following necessarily what you're saying. What I'm saying is
Meaning it's fake. This is what I'm saying, right?
right.
So meaning Tiger's not a stupid guy.
Right.
So on some level, he recognizes that this relationship that he has with these journalists is not real. It's
Okay.
not, hey, you're my buddy.
Right.
It's, hey, I'm Tiger Woods, and it's advantageous for you to be nice to me for you so
Right.
that I tell you certain things, answer your questions at the press conference, get you certain scoops, etc.
right.
So you're just manipulating me. So and guess what? I'm going to let you manipulate me. I'm going to let you leech off of me. And then all of a sudden, you're going to bash me in this interview after I let you leech off of me? Fuck you. I don't got to answer your questions. So I think on some level, I understand.
If
I
that
think
was
it's-
all it was, I could kind of understand it. And again, if anybody wants to read the book, I retain shit pretty poorly, especially for
right.
an Indian. But like, it's a great book. But like the guy who set him up with his lawyers, who like fought
I'm
for
talking
him to
about
get.
journalists.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Just answer that.
just
answer
journalists.
yeah.
I can maybe see where you're saying. My issue with Tiger was it was consistently
No, but
in
we're
life.
talking
But if
about
it's just journalists,
Yeah, athletes in general and journalists, there's this contentious relationship. So it's like, but I on some level, I understand it. Like,
I honestly think it's because it taps into like Tiger's and most star athletes like sociopathic competitive edge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're that good and that dominant on what you do, how far on the totem pole does media really fall? Like you have so much shit to worry about.
I think you're right about that. It's like, and I think there's twofold to it.
Yeah.
And this is just something I realized recently with the seizure video. When the seizure video went viral and all these articles started being written about it, they were all inaccurate
Yeah.
on some level.
Yeah.
So if
that's valid.
right, so it's like if I see the glaring inaccuracies in it,
Right.
Tiger's going to read articles about himself and be like, I did not say that. This did not happen here. This story is complete bullshit. And that happens every day for him.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're going to be like, these motherfuckers are just writing whatever they want to write to get clicks. Suck my dick to all of y'all.
Yeah.
So that, I would say, suck my dick to all of y'all, fine. And I guess it's the lack of authenticity for me is always the thing.
Right.
So, like, I think you would, generally speaking, offer authenticity and consistency with however you treated any group of people, right? If you're, I'm going to answer the softball questions in the most phony, I'm a great person way possible.
Right.
And then when you ask one question I don't like, fuck you and only you forever, then I don't find, if you consistently, like Rick Carlisle, Mavericks coach, a dickhead to the media all the time.
Right.
It's not nice, but you respect the consistency of it.
Right.
All of you guys always get shit wrong. Like you said, they all on some level get some shit wrong.
Yeah.
So all of you go fuck yourselves.
Right.
I don't need to deal with any of you.
I guess what you got to do on a go Alex.
So I've actually thought about this in the past in terms of basketball players when they have their interviews after the game and how they speak to them.
Yeah.
And the theory that I came up with is that when you're operating at that level, their concern is legacy at this point and how they want to be remembered.
Right.
So it's like, hey, when the media covers me, I want it to be good coverage. When you see me, I want it to be good. So that's why they put on that bullshit voice and they speak all proper and shit like that.
So I think you're 100% right. I think that it's not only legacy, right? It's like I think that you have a responsibility as an athlete to control your narrative. It's why LeBron has uninterrupted or undefeated.
Yeah.
Uninterrupted, right? And it's like I think the reason, if you're smart, right? You love the softball questions from these journalists because it allows you to control your narrative. And if you get these dickhead questions from the journalists, while that is the journalist's job to like get this information, you're like, well, that information don't help my legacy. Why the fuck do I care about your legacy?
Right.
You think I need you to write about me? I'm Tiger Woods. Okay,
Right.
Dustin Johnson needs you to write about him.
Right.
Right? Like, you know how the paparazzi and journalists always go, you need us just as much as we need you. Not all of you.
Not with Tiger and not with golf.
Tiger-
Like, I am golf.
Golf
bro.
needs Tiger.
This
Tiger
whole
don't
shit
need golf.
shuts down if
Boom.
I ain't here, bro.
So it's almost like the Jordan rules with the journalists, where most journalists really kind of like kept a lot of shit quiet because they recognized how important Jordan was to the game.
The magnitude of how of importance to the game. That's why I said like on the bottom of the total, like media appearances on the fucking very bottom of the total.
So imagine
pole
you're
comes that
Tiger,
shit.
like I am.
like-
Like y'all see black people out here
Yeah.
at a golf event. Do you know what I mean? Do you see what I'm doing to the sport? I'm revolutionizing
Check
this
the
sport.
ratings. Check
And
the ratings tomorrow.
you're upset that I'm at One Oak? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you see young, cool kids at a golf event?
Yeah.
Like, what? I brought youth to this shit? I'm changing this sport that was literally dying out. And y'all gonna ask me what extracurricular activities are? I'm the only reason motherfuckers are reading your articles. I'm the reason why you got all these young kids reading your articles. You should be kissing my... You got a
But he can't
job
say
because of
that.
me.
But
But
he
to
can't
you-
say that because then he's an asshole.
No, exactly,
to you-
exactly. So then he's just like, I think him and a certain stature of players are just like, you're not giving me enough gratitude. You're being a little entitled to what's going on here.
I think I have to wrap my mind around this, and maybe we'll discuss it more on the Patreon. But I would say, even using you as an example, you don't do magazine features. You've done one because you liked the kid and thought he was sincere. But generally speaking, it's like, look, I don't need you to build me up because I know what's going to happen in the long run.
Right.
And I can respect that, where it's like, look,
I'm not Tiger.
I don't need you.
But this is different. I'm not Tiger, right? Like I'm not at the point where comedy ebbs and flows with me.
Right.
You could be at a
The
certain
popularity
point.
of golf itself
Golf
is
itself
on Tiger.
decomposes without Tiger.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you have that much power, and you're providing that many jobs, like literally, if Tiger stops playing, the Golf Digest is laying people off.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN's golfing journalists or whatever, bloggers, whatever, are getting laid off.
When he wasn't playing that well, they got rid of his video game for EA Sports. Mad people laid off already.
So it's like, you know how much you're looking at these people like, I feed your family. Like, do you not realize I feed your family? And you're gonna ask me if I'm going to fucking One Oak
Again,
and I feed your family?
I think you're making a general point. You do keep using Tiger as an example, and I would say Tiger was just like, look, if you had a bad round, just answer the fucking questions. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Russell Westbrook was kind of on that shit yesterday. Which
What-
I'm like,
what is that?
So after the, well, I guess they played the Blazers.
Dame time.
And Dame was busting that ass.
Motherfucking Dame time.
Dame was busting that ass yesterday. And
Better
Enes
than Kyrie.
Kanter. Enes Kanter as well was busting that
Yo,
ass too.
Enes was
Enes'
busting
little
that
finger
ass,
roll at
bro.
the end?
Yeah.
That was beautiful with the left.
Busting
Yo.
that ass.
With
And
the
they were
left.
Like, I guess they asked Russell Westbrook, "Oh, do you think, how
Russell
was it
Westbrook
playing
on the
against-"
phone with Erdogan right now. Like, you got to kill this treasonous Turk.
He was like, "Oh, how does it feel to go against one of your old teammates?" Yada yada yada. And Russell's like, "Next question." And he's like, "All right, how did Damian Lillard? Blah, blah, blah. Ask him about that." So next question, just like not answering shit.
But again, Russ is consistently him.
Yeah.
That's Russ. That's Russ who we've known.
Right.
Russ is not putting on a phony veneer and answering nice questions really sincerely. I just love playing with my teammates, big smile on his face. And then you ask one question, it's fuck you forever. Russ is Russ, and that's why we love Russ.
Yeah,
I think that I think that you're not acknowledging the difference in stature.
I see that's a valid point.
Right. So it's like, if Russ has that attitude, I'm like, pump the brakes.
Yeah.
If Jordan has it, I'm like, I kind of get it. I pay the bills around this bitch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like every day when I don't know who's doing it, but there's the picture of me and Charlamagne that's usually up there, right?
Yeah.
And they take that down every single time. And I taped it up now. Somebody's in the studio is taking it down, right? I got to find out who's taking it down, because only a few podcasts pay the bills here.
Facts.
So if I'm paying the bills and you got a podcast that's not paying no fucking bills, right? And you taking down the picture, that bothers me, because there isn't a place for you to take something down if you're not paying the bills.
Like, we love Russell Westbrook. The NBA will be fine
Without
him.
Russell Westbrook.
Like, the golf will not be fine if Tiger Woods. If Tiger Woods
That makes
isn't,
it-
like,
No. I would still say LeBron, who I find a little phony. I think, to your point, the stature requires him to be a little phony. If you ask LeBron a question he doesn't like it. Okay. I cannot answer you. I could say, you know what, I don't need to answer this. But acting like this motherfucker can never talk to you again, it's like a different thing.
But then
I
you
agree.
also get to a
I
point.
encourage
Set the
anybody to read
precedent.
the book.
You
Just
get to a
I
point,
want to
like-
read it, but like all I'm saying is there's a certain point, right? Like if I'm LeBron or Jordan set a precedent, right? Jordan was like, yo, if you come at me with that fuck shit, Sports Illustrated, you're not going to get any of this.
Quiet for you.
And then what happened with everybody else? Fell in line.
right.
You know what I mean? It's like a boss once told me when I started managing this restaurant, he's like, you're going to have to fire somebody. And I was like, why? He goes, because everybody's going to fall in line when you fire someone.
Right.
Right? Because they know that you're real. And Jordan did that, and then everybody kept it real. I mean, Jordan was out banging hookers, doing coke, and playing blackjack every fucking night of the finals, and nobody said shit because that's Sports Illustrated. So
He also was 6-0 in the finals. Tiger played 4 tournaments a year, so he was going to lose some.
Right.
But when you lose those, then the questions start coming. For 8 years in a
Yeah,
row,
yeah.
Jordan didn't lose a playoff series.
But he didn't wait to do coke, gamble, and fuck hookers until he was in the finals, right? You know he was doing that.
It wasn't all good coverage for
but you
Jordan
know-
before that.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't. He's out banging hookers, but that's what I'm
It
saying.
was never bad. He got the FDR treatment.
Tiger was getting some. The questions started amping up for Tiger a couple of years before the scandal, probably. I think, but like a lot of times it would just be a, "Hey, you had a bad game.
Yeah.
What's up?" All
Hey.
right, you can answer that.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
But if
whatever.
he says that, he's a dick. That's the thing. Like, is that even a question? Hey, you had a bad game. What's up with that? I had a bad game.
That's why I keep coming back to it. Like, I think it's deeper than that. I think that sociopathic, like, competitive drive. It's like to be that good, like at his peak when he was just fucking banging out majors every fucking week or whatever like that. Like, you have to have such a laser level of fucking focus and drive that like. Why are you even asking me though?
Yo,
fuck you.
That's,
You know what I
that's
mean?
the other
Like-
thing. It's like the fact that we even have a press conference afterwards after a loss. It's like not making your girl come, and then they put you in front of the reporters and they
Imagine
start
you gotta do
asking
that
you,
shit.
you know, like, so why do you think that she didn't come? Well, I came too fast.
Well, I
Why do
don't
you think
know.
you came too fast? You know, well, I don't know. I was trying
Maybe
really
I
hard.
should have
get your
started
point.
with some
I know,
box
we-
eating.
I
Like,
get
what the, you know what I mean? And they're just drilling you that you think that you're inadequate. Do you think you don't have it anymore? And like, well, I hope I
I
still
think I
have it.
still have it. I'm still trying. Don't you
Yeah,
see?
it's like, let me get out of here and go practice so I can fuck my girl better. Why am I talking to you idiots, you know?
They should really do that, yo.
Real talk, I wouldn't show up. The fact that motherfuckers show up to that shit after an L, forget. No, next question.
Bro, that's the most brave shit.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Facts.
That's the only thing I'm going to say to all these
Facts.
reporters.
which is the illest, illest line of answers ever. The illest line of answers.
Whatever,
ever.
we don't have to go on too long about this. But, okay, so any more thoughts about Tiger?
I mean, I just think it's, on a sports story,
Greatest comeback in history.
It's up there. It's up there.
What's better?
People
keep saying up there, but I feel like they just don't want to commit. It's the greatest.
Dog,
Nothing is great.
Greatest comeback in sports history.
Look, bro, the Cavs and Warriors.
Yeah,
man.
that 3-1.
73 wins.
This
bro.
is 3-1, bro.
There were 73 wins in the finals.
This is 10 years to 0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my man didn't win since 2008.
Yeah. Up there. I mean, it's up there.
3-1 is insane.
Yeah,
bro.
so 3-1 is
Against that team.
My man
I
couldn't walk.
I give him that one.
In the finals.
I give
I
him
get
that.
it. No, if you say Tiger's the greatest comeback, I'm not gonna.
My
argue
man
with you.
couldn't walk.
Yeah. No, I know.
It's also golf.
That's fair. That's fair. I can't argue with that point.
I mean, bro,
fair.
like, it's not a contact sport. Like, what do you? How's your neck really that fucked up all the time? Like, nobody's like.
I never
like
understood
nobody
it.
asks these questions. I'm
I
like,
never
yo, like,
understood it. Who's getting injured golfing, fam?
bro. I'm
on,
like,
it was-
yo,
it
you're
was the
not
roids.
going over the middle trying to catch it between like
He
Ray
didn't get
Lewis and Ed
injured
Reed.
golfing.
Like,
He got injured because his bitch made him drive into a fire hydrant. That's what he got injured. What the fuck we talking about? Paint it however you want to. Torque. I read the book. They talk about torque. It was the torque when he steered in that fucking hydrant,
his
knocked that
glutes
shit
wouldn't
over.
activate. Was that what they were saying? He couldn't activate the glutes when he was putting or something.
No, that's what he was saying. That was one of those excuses.
I hope she's miserable right now.
I hope she is. Fuck her.
I hope she's
Fuck her.
so fucking miserable just sitting there. I was
miserable,
tweeting about this
bro.
other day, but like, you know that she's at home watching
not
her
miserable, she
new
dating
boyfriend. You know she's at home watching her new boyfriend watch Tiger win the Masters, and is just elated. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not
He
like
can't hide his happiness
her
from her.
new boyfriend isn't gonna watch
God.
the Masters, right? Like, you have to watch the It's the Masters, and Tiger's coming back, right? I'm not a fan of golf. I watch it. I listen to it on the radio. So he has to sneak watch it in the bathroom, right? He's on the toilet, like, I'll be back there in a second, babe. And you just hear him go, yes! Yes! Finally!
And you know what she
fucking
did?
did it.
You know what she did? Well, all women do. She probably sent him a little text.
Good
So
game.
proud of you. Congratulations.
Fuck out of here,
And I hope Tiger hit him with the biggest. Bitch, get the fuck out of here.
Nah, who's
of all
this?
time.
That's what you go.
Who
Who's
this?
this?
New number.
New number, who this? The kids are mine. You got to keep the kids now.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Send that bitch back to Norway, bitch. Fuck out of here, yo. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of
But
here.
you've never been in that position as like the old ex that like dating somebody who's like she used to date somebody that you kind of root for and like she don't really like him like that no more, but you're just like, bro,
Wait.
like I'm a Jets fan. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Wait. Explain the scenario again. I'm missing
So,
it.
all right,
I'm
so
a
you were
peep.
talking about your man's
Right, yeah.
baby bladder.
Yeah.
So you were talking about you know, her new boyfriend had to go watch Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And like be excited for him.
Yeah.
While she was probably sitting there salty, right?
Yeah.
You've never dated somebody who like
I dated a girl, right?
dated a girl who used to date somebody that like
Who
you
had an
root
ex.
for?
Okay. Have I ever rooted for one of my girl's exes?
Yes.
Like, for example, has an ex of mine ever dated an athlete
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah. Or let's hear this one.
No.
No.
No, she
No,
did.
I'm
She didn't date Drake.
I'm
It
saying
was a
like,
rumor,
yo,
though.
There was a
funny
rumor. It was a
funny
rumor going around, but no.
listen.
Come on, bro.
I'm like, yo,
Drake
listen.
not that stupid, bro. Come on. Holy Schulz, you've been making mistakes like that.
Oh my god, bro. I was in that position before.
Really? Who?
Yeah, I can't say who, but I was
Can you
like,
say the athlete?
I'm a Jets fan, so I was like, well, I'm supposed to not root for the Jets.
Oh, nah, that one's tough.
What
But
is it?
dead ass though, I root for every one of my ex's new boyfriends, new especially.
New ones?
I root for them.
You should.
Please, bro.
That's the kind way to look at things.
Not
man.
even kind. It's just like, do that. As long go.
Just keep it away from me.
Be happy. Yo, as long as they're happy, it's
Facts.
good, bro.
I'm not. This is how we differentiate between men and women. Like women
Yeah.
want you to be fucking. Women are in like constant competition to do better than you after
Oh,
the
yeah.
breakup. Me, I hope you are living your best life. Like
Yeah.
legitimately, like
Yeah.
honestly, me, like I hope you become a millionaire.
Right.
I hope you're dating like the best. I hope you're getting the best dick. I hope you are happy as fuck.
Yeah.
Because I tried.
Yeah.
I'm just like, listen, whatever makes you happy, yo.
Yeah, I want you to be happy. Not as happy as me, but I want you to be happy. I want you to be like a little less happy than me, but I still want you to be happy. Matter of fact, I don't really care. Whatever level of happiness you are, I want you to have it.
Have it.
Have your fucking happiness. But that's the thing. A girl only wants you to be less happy than them.
Yeah.
If they're A+ happy, you could be A- happy, but they don't want you to be A+ happy and they're B. That's like if you got if anybody
if you
got
start
kids,
dating,
right?
yeah.
Like there's somebody like if you got a baby mama, your life is only good when she's dating someone new. Like your baby mama's new boo is your best friend. Your peace, your solitude, your happiness relies on that man. Do not be competitive with that man. Because as long as they're good together, your life is good. Every one of my friends that has a kid has told me that shit. The second that the baby mama breaks up and they're alone and they blame your ass for being alone and leaving them with a kid, life is horrible. There should be a service where you could hire dudes to date your baby mama.
It's called Alex.
Wow.
Oh, now
So that's your shit, Alex?
now we can joke about.
That's
Okay,
your shit,
Al.
Alex?
Okay,
Okay.
The
Al.
service is called AlexxMedia.
You like the little baby mamas?
They have good pussy.
Oh,
They
they
do.
have great pussy. That's
Yeah,
why
they
they
do.
have babies.
Yeah.
You know, busting a girl because her pussy feels bad.
It's got a good Yelp review.
And they're like, and
That
they
has a
usually like
walking Yelp review
occupy.
right there. It's like,
Yeah, this is worth nutting
This
it.
was worth that.
Alex, you can't even have sex with black baby mamas? The fuck, bro?
I'm not gonna lie. I love girls with a kid, man.
I was like, yo.
They're occupied and shit. I
I
don't
think
bother
all
you.
women
Yeah.
need a kid because they do because it's like so many of these girls hate their job, right? But at least a girl with a kid hates her job, but she has something to focus on and use all that
my
mental
God.
time. Do you know what I'm
You
saying?
just
Like
need to love something more than you.
for real,
Exactly.
you just need to. I
need
can't
that
be there
humility.
all the
You need
time.
that.
Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
can't be there for you all the time. I can't be there to discuss it. You just need something to occupy your fucking crazy ass brain. Okay. That's what it is. You have a crazy brain, and if it's not working on something, it's going to be working on what I'm doing. Right? The only reason you're looking at whose posts I liked on Instagram is because you don't have a kid to keep alive. The second you have a kid to keep alive, you don't give a fuck whose posts I like.
Priorities is just
It's
shifted.
priorities,
Yeah, you
yeah.
don't give a fuck.
All you
Yeah.
girls that got 3 Instagram accounts, why don't you have one other for your kid? That's all you need to do. You have one other for that kid of yours. You have 3 others because you got no fucking kids. You have one other kid, and all you'll be doing is feeding that fucking thing and getting applesauce off of your sweaters. That should be your life. That should be your life. Women need kids. We need to promote
Thanks.
kids.
Thanks.
More kids.
More fertility. God
More
damn it.
fertility. Yo, by the way, we got a new episode of Westerbros. Westerbros is back for Game of Thrones.
Hell yeah.
Mad fun. I want you guys to go check it out. Shouts to Game of Thrones is back, but Westerbros is up. We put the first episode of Flagrant 2 feed because we forgot the password to the Westerbros feed.
I just got it.
You got it right now?
Yeah,
Okay, so we're probably going to put that
keep
one
it
up.
on the Flagrant feed.
But we might keep on the
Family.
Flagrant feed.
Keep it in the family.
We might keep on the Flagrant feed as well, but so y'all can check it out. But I know that there's people who listen on the Westerbros feed and they might not listen to Flagrant, so I want to
Put it
get
on
them.
both.
But we
it's
could
a,
do.
it's a good welcome back to the
But
We
so
family.
if y'all saw it, I'm assuming. But I figured out why Bran is so upset.
okay.
I think it's because he's been shitting himself and nobody's helping him. Right? Like he's just been sitting on his fucking seat and people like, y'all really just gonna not wipe my ass? Like clearly I can't take my own shits. I'm shitting on myself. You just keep throwing fox fur on my legs to cover up the smell, right? And this is why he's been so upset with his family. He's like, I'm not your brother anymore. And it's like, yeah, I wouldn't call someone my brother who just didn't
You're
wipe
not my
ass.
brother.
Yeah.
Let me walk around these shitty ass drawers.
Right? So, but the funniest thing is there's a reason his name is Bran.
Because he needs to eat more. There's fiber. Oh god.
Anyway,
Yeah,
more of
that-
these
He ain't
hot
taking
takes.
a
one of
shit.
those-
That's why Hodor affected him so much.
Son, hold the door. I'm
Yeah.
shitting. Don't let these goddamn children of the forest in. I'm trying to take a shit. Hold the door. Hold the door. I haven't shit in 3 seasons. Let me take a shit. Hold the door. So more hot takes on Westerbros about it. Again, we are not experts. We don't know all like the crazy nerd theories, but we can get in on ourselves. It's
Yesterday
very
was my first time ever watching.
really.
Ever.
It was very funny to recast his timeline.
Oh, tell me.
I was live tweeting that. I was like, yo, everyone's telling me, yo, you gotta binge. I'm like, I'm not gonna binge. I'm not
Okay.
gonna go with no prior knowledge.
You
I
are
just
ruining a
watched.
great experience for yourself, but it's very funny.
I heard, yo, I was having a blast just like off of other people's reactions.
Oh,
Like,
we should have
how
documented
did
this. This would have been so cool.
I mean, I'm
to
gonna watch
take
next week
some of-
too. So yeah.
Yeah, we should do a video of this. It's a Yeah, we should do.
Let's watch the next step together.
Yeah, I'll do it. I was like,
All right,
this.
bet.
I'm like, dude. I'm like, fucking. What's the guy? The little person.
The midget.
The midget. Yeah. I'm like, bro. I'm like, this guy walks around with the biggest dick on the show. Like, he's
Yeah.
mad little.
I mean, comparatively, his dick is huge.
Massive.
Yeah.
Like,
It has
imagine
to
your
be.
dick was half the size of your legs. Like, you would have an ego too, which
That
is
shit really is the
proportionally.
size of his arm.
real talk. Yeah,
Proportionately,
this guy jerks off like a headlock.
He just hugged it. Oh, man.
Dude, okay, baby bowel movement Schultz. I got to go take one.
All right, baby bowels.
You guys hold it on. What are we talking about?
Let's get into
want
some of these
to
playoff. What you doing? Playoff games?
Yeah, okay, let's do playoffs. Let's do
do
playoffs.
it. Let's do it.
All right. Do me a favor. Do not discuss, because there is a very important topic that we're going to get to in a little bit, but
Okay.
don't discuss Kyle Lowry until I get back.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you
please.
guys start. Anything
I'll,
else? Don't discuss.
I'll
got
wait
that.
on that.
We got that.
Um.
Schulz knows Kyle Lowry.
Yeah. Sadly, I would hate to know him right now. But yeah, lots of upsets. Lots of upsets on game
Doug,
one.
I literally, Saturday, I'm not going to lie, I didn't watch the games. It's like, first round, there might be some good games, whatever. All upset.
Lots of upsets.
The only non-upset was the Warriors, which was so upsetting. That's upsetting.
Lord.
That's my
Yeah.
upset.
And it's fucked up because like now Steph Curry has like 20/20 vision. So he's just like fucking tossing them shits anywhere. I'm like, yo, it's so fucking like how fuck this motherfucker was breaking records with half of his vision.
He
for
what
his
happened?
entire-
He had a astigmatism. or something?
some shit where like he just didn't have like contacts or whatever, like he couldn't see. And like now he got contacts right before the finals, and now he's just like going ape shit.
Right before the finals
Get
last
over
year.
it. Right before the finals. Right before the playoffs this year.
Oh wow.
He got like a vision
wow.
correction surgery and wears contacts now or some shit.
Okay.
Nuts. But fucking upsets, yo. The Brooklyn Nets. I've been trying to talk about more Brooklyn Nets on this
You
pod
should talk about Brooklyn Nets. That's probably where KD
for a
going.
long time. Yo, listen, bro, I'm not gonna hold you, man. Like
Why wouldn't he go there?
it pains me as a Knicks fan because I'm just like, all right, if you're KD and you've seen everything LeBron went through, you clearly know it wasn't a basketball choice for him to go to LA.
Yep.
And everybody just pegging KD to go to to the New York Knicks, all right? Clearly, it's not a basketball decision if he's going to play for the Knicks.
Well, I've thought about this for a Knicks fan. I thought about your point of view. If they win the lottery,
Yeah,
or
right.
even get the number 2 pick in Ja,
Right.
and they get Kyrie, and they get KD, Ja might not fit, but like
Zion, KD, and
that's a
Kyrie,
fucking
yeah.
squad.
Absolutely.
RJ Barrett might be good with them because he'll know he's not the alpha. He will unquestionably
I think
be.
anybody you draft knows they're not the alpha.
And the Knicks are going to get a good pick. So maybe if you get KD and Kyrie and that good player,
Oh yeah, then that's
a championship team in not this first year, but the second year, I think. Maybe.
absolutely. But I'm saying with this team, like if it's strictly basketball and you just got to plug somebody in, like if you're Kevin Durant and you're looking at how the Brooklyn Nets are playing and how free they play,
Yeah.
and how much fun they're having when they're playing, and you're in Brooklyn and you're in New York and you don't have that fucking pressure, that fucking, you still have like the lovely, beautiful New York media to like hype you up and you're doing good, but you
Yep.
don't have that fucking insurmountable pressure of being a Knick.
You don't got
and, like,
Dolan.
you don't have Dolan breathing down your neck. You don't have. You actually have like a really good and proven coach and like Kenny Atkinson, who's done like well with like lesser parts for most of his career. Why aren't you looking at Brooklyn right now as like?
Because
Everybody-
nobody wants to see Brooklyn win a championship.
No, I know.
Nobody cares to see Brooklyn win a championship.
But it's
you gotta
weird,
go to the
though.
Knicks. We want to see the Knicks back.
Absolutely.
I would
That's
actually.
why.
I'm not gonna front. I would get caught up in the hype. If the Knicks were good and I'm in New York,
Son,
I get caught up
I
in the
really
hype.
think
I
they-
move back.
I think they're good. Yo,
I'd be out of Jersey.
I really think they're a good team.
Who?
Like I saw them play a couple times. You can see them pulling back. Like they were
Knicks?
trying to
The
tank. You can
Knicks.
see them
Oh
pulling
yeah, no,
back.
they're absolutely tanking.
Like they're a good
Absolutely
team.
tanking, yeah, like
On
Grace,
the
who-
low, they're a good
Who's
team.
good?
Like they
you
Dennis-
have to watch them play. Like they'll be competitive.
Good
for
team
3
ball.
quarters, and then you'll see them just take
Shut
their
the
foot off
fuck
the
up.
Yo,
gas.
The
I'm
Knicks are
telling
a
you.
good team.
Yo,
you,
I'm
I've
The
telling
Knicks
seen
are
you.
a
it.
good team.
Yo,
I've
they're
seen it.
good.
They have
What is
good
their
players.
seed if they try their hardest? What seed are they?
They
They're all
easily could have
healthy?
been 8th seed.
All
This season, if
healthy,
they tried their hardest,
tried-
they easily could have got the 8th.
If there wasn't
Easily
like
suck my
Easily.
dick. Easily.
Easily.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It's
My
okay.
bad. I forgot who I was
Easily.
talking to.
if they are looking at like the shiny toy that is Zion at the end of the season,
Yep.
if he wasn't
Bro, they're a 9th, 10th seed at best.
Nah,
No, I'm
son,
saying-
they're
I'm-
You
good.
think they got 24 more wins?
Yep.
Get out of my
Son,
face,
they're
dog.
good.
Y'all
They
wildin'.
beat the Hawks almost all 4. I think they beat the Hawks 4 times this year.
Oh, wow.
The
The
Wizards
Hawks were
aren't good.
12 games out of the playoffs.
The Wizards aren't good. The Heat
10
just
games out of the
barely
playoffs.
missed. Not 10 games.
The Hawks, the
That's-
Wizards,
that's the
32
seed.
wins. The 8th seed has got 41, so that's 9 games.
That's
To
how
be
you get
better
out
than
of
them, you
first.
need 42 wins.
Oh, right. Okay, gotcha.
I'm telling you.
They're not better than the Heat.
I watch next season, even if we don't get KD.
I'm
once
gonna
once they
watch.
can start playing,
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh,
I think,
I'll
that-
even
I
put some
think
bets
they'll
on that
definitely be a lot better next year. But as far as Brooklyn's concerned, you look at them right now. They got so many interchangeable pieces. They got veterans. They got young guys. They're led by a dude with a chip on his shoulder who, before, like, people, like, I don't know why people forget. Like, coming out of college, D'Angelo Russell was that fucking dude. Like, everybody was on this guy's dick coming out of Ohio State. Like, he went number 2 overall for a reason. And then, like, the whole cell phone shit and the Snapchat shit, people forgot about that and forgot, like, how good of a player he was
I
projected to be.
can't believe the Lakers sacrificed him for fucking Nick Young.
Dude,
Ain't that some shit for Nick Young and Iggy Azalea's love?
that's what I'm saying.
Can you believe that shit? Can you sacrifice a star for 2 more trash people?
Dog, if you look at D'Angelo Russell, he kind of plays like a slightly smaller James Harden. Like, same game.
So annoying?
Annoying, yes, extremely annoying. Like those fucking little pull-ups. He's not fast.
Boring?
At all. He's very shifty, but like it's hard to game plan for. It's hard to like guard against. And like he was giving the Sixers, who I thought were gonna come out the East if they were healthy, giving those motherfuckers the blues.
I gotta be honest.
Giving
My
them the
friend
blues.
from Philly, big Philly sports fan, said, I don't think, this was a week ago, he said, if the Sixers get the Nets, that's a bad matchup for them. I don't think they make it out of the first
A lot
round.
of people said that.
I think Boston might make it out, man. Milwaukee's, I think, a better team, but I don't believe, I'm worried about the lack of experience. Oh, I picked Toronto, actually. I picked Toronto to come out. Not looking good right now.
Not looking
But that's
good
what
right
we'll
now.
discuss with Andrew.
I still believe I had Toronto also, but after yesterday, I don't fucking know unless if Kyle Lowry fucking lays another fucking egg. I don't know what to tell you.
We'll talk about that when Andrew gets done shitting.
But the Bucks, man, like
Which upsets do you think are going to happen? This is a question I want. I want cause and effect. What's going to happen, cause?
I can see the Nets getting Philly out of here, man. Joel Embiid looks hurt again.
Can we talk about
Ben's-
this fucking cell phone?
Fucking, I didn't think. All right, let's talk about it. Did you think it was that big of a deal?
Yeah!
Really?
Yeah!
wait,
Really?
I'm-
You're losing.
Fill me in. I didn't.
So
I don't know what
Amir
happened.
Johnson, when they were like getting clapped or whatever, Amir Johnson and Joel Embiid were on the bench, just scrolling through a cell phone, like on the bench, which is a huge no-no. You can't have your cell phone out in the middle of a game.
He's
What?
young.
He's
He's
my
young
thing
and
is like,
stupid. I don't think
Yeah,
it's that
he's
big of a deal.
stupid.
He's
Exactly.
stupid, but
Fine,
I don't
young
think
and
it's that big
stupid,
of a
fine,
deal.
but that's still stupid.
it is. It's
Young
not
people
the best
do
look.
stupid shit. That don't make it. It's not as big of a deal if you're young, but it's still a big deal.
Amir Johnson's not young.
Joel Embiid's
Joel
a max
Embiid's sort
player.
of young. Yeah.
And Amir Johnson said, my daughter was extremely sick. Don't come to the game. You're not even playing. No one's going to fucking miss you. And no one's going to be like, yo, how could he not sit on the bench in a suit if his daughter is sick? Who gives a fuck? Come here and be a cheerleader.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck. If your daughter is sick, go be with her.
Yeah.
No one needs you at the game. What you doing?
I don't know, man. I don't think it's that big of a deal for some reason. I feel like 2010.
Man, don't lie to me. My daughter is sick.
Yeah,
That's like
that was-
when
that
Cass
was my
late every
thing.
week and he got some whack ass excuse.
I was
I don't
honest
need the
today.
excuse.
I was honest today. I was
Yeah,
like,
you
yo, I
was.
thought I could sleep for 10 more minutes.
And it
I was
made
like,
things
oh,
a lot
fuck. But nah, dude, it's like, all right, yeah, this is wild.
This wild, and he's looking at fucking text messages. Fine, your daughter is sick. You don't need to be at the game. You not playing. Nobody needs Amir Johnson. Look at this man goatee. He been around 45 years.
Oh,
think-
so Embiid didn't have a phone.
No, he's
well, they
looking
were
at
both
it.
looking at it. Yeah.
Oh, nah. He's looking at a message maybe from his wife about his daughter.
Don't
if
go
that's
to
true.
the game.
That's wild.
What do you mean, like team support?
Your daughter is sick. Support that team.
What
You're
if it's
not
just
that important to this team.
What if it's just like a flu?
Let me tell you something.
really
Eden's
missed
daughter
a-
is sick. We could do without Eden. Go be with your motherfucking daughter, dog.
Yeah, but if it's just a flu,
No, he said extremely sick. My daughter is extremely
to black
sick.
people, that's the flu. Like that.
Yeah.
Yo, we
Is that
got the
because-
flu.
Yes.
Yo, I'm dying, son.
Yo, let me tell you
I'm
something
dying.
Let me tell you something. If that's real, a little PSA for black people, you've been through much worse than the flu. All right?
Oh, God.
The flu
All
ain't
right.
that big a deal
Listen.
relative. I'm trying to speak to your struggle. Keep things in perspective.
Yeah, but we have like real
You got
strength.
a lot of flus.
And so when we get sick, it's like it's a big deal. We got extra human strength.
That's why it's not a big deal if you get the flu. You can still dunk with the flu. I bet his daughter could dunk right now.
Well, we did see Jordan. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
I don't think it's a big deal.
You know what bothered me more is
not.
Draymond Green was just like, yeah, because you never had your cell phone out during work. People do have their cell phones out during work, and if they get caught, they get in trouble.
True.
That's how it goes.
Yeah,
That's exactly what's happening here.
He should probably get in trouble unless he spoke with like his people beforehand. Did he speak with like the coaching staff?
No, he got fined.
Oh, he got fined already?
Yeah. And if your daughter's extremely sick, straight up, you don't need to be at the game. If you are Joel Embiid, hey, you probably should be at the game. If you're Amir Johnson, you're fine, dog. What's his career stats? Not career. What's his this year's stats, Eden? Can you look up this year's stats? Also, Draymond Green is tweeting that annoyed me because you're playing terribly this year, so just shut up.
Yeah.
Like, if you were still Draymond Green, it'd be like, all right, whatever. Let's look at the stats we can't do without.
Points,
Oh,
2
my God.
rebounds.
What are we going to do without your 4 points and 3 rebounds? Your daughter's extremely sick, I know, but we need those 4 points and 3 rebounds a game. And one assist.
And one assist.
Rounded.
That one. Jesus Christ.
Come on, bruh. 37% field goal percentage versus Brooklyn. You're good.
I still
You're
don't think
good.
it was that big of a deal, man. I still don't think it was that big of a deal. I just think it's like, just be honest. Like, just like, yeah, man,
Man, no, I
I
don't
shouldn't
like
have
this
my
shit.
phone out. My bad, yo.
Don't be on your phone. If your daughter's actually sick, that sucks, but you don't need to be at the game.
Like, don't guilt people for, like,
Yeah.
catching you.
Yeah.
Clearly, you weren't trying to get caught. Like, you were doing the whole fucking, like, the shit to the side. Like, now don't guilt people for catching you. Like, oh, well, shit, my daughter was sick. And like, bro.
Man, fuck that. If I had my phone on during a set, I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
And if my daughter is sick, I gotta put my phone away because if I'm headlining, and if I'm the motherfucking guest set who flew in, who gets 3 minutes, maybe I'll check my phone. Or I could just not do the spot. What would you rather I do? Check my phone during my guest set that's very unimportant to the show, or just not show up?
Well, it's a little different as a comedian because sometimes you guys bring your phone out to look at notes.
To
and
look at
shit like
notes.
that. Yeah.
But I know some, like, pro players who will, like, go to the locker room or, like, fake go to the bathroom to, like, check text messages and check phones and stuff like that.
I'm back.
I'll
My
say
whole
something
thing is, like, just
real quick. The really upsetting part for me is that they're down by 26 at this time.
yeah.
So that's a really bad time for him to be checking his phone and going through all that stuff.
Yeah, nah, it for sure looks like he was, like, ready to, like, make his, like, dinner plans after the game and shit. Like,
This is Amir Johnson.
Yeah.
Amir Johnson, yeah.
They're definitely texting hoes, bro.
Yeah, let's go back to the pick. Can you go back to it?
Which one?
Or the video? Oh, my God. I love the first shit of the day.
It's always good.
Man,
So good.
I took 2 bangers yesterday, back to
did?
back, bro. Brussels sprouts fucking did me in.
Dude, what the fuck is this?
Bleacher Report?
Why does that guy have all those scars on his ribs?
You know, Bleacher always trying to get some fucking black people to pay attention.
So, yeah, so there's the video. There's 2. Yeah, I don't know. He's blue.
Yeah.
He's blue. Yeah, so whoever texted him prior to his blue text was just a 1 word or 1 letter text. It was like K.
Oh.
He got K'd.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
He got K'd.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah,
he
I don't know
probably
if
he
that's
probably
your-
told Joel, like, yo, did I say something wrong? Why she came me?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, man. I probably wouldn't have led with that. It's good. Fucking text etiquette's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, you get paid millions of dollars, and you know,
Listen, I'm all about kids. If that's your kid and you're Amir Johnson, you don't need to be at the game. Straight up.
or it's very easy to have someone else hold your phone during the game, and if there's pertinent information that's
Also true.
necessary, you can walk off the bench,
Yep.
go into the locker room, or just go backstage or whatever they call it, into the tunnel, do some texting outside of cameras. But to do it right there on the bench is absurd.
Yeah.
You have literally hundreds of people that work for the organization that would be more than happy to hold your phone for you.
And text. Check in. Let me
Check
know
in.
every 20 minutes.
And all they have to do is a little sign like, hey, Amir, you just got a text from your wife. I understand your
Hit the
kid's
locker
sick.
room.
Just hit the
Switch
locker room.
real quick. Yo,
Exactly
gotta
what
handle
I
this.
said.
Boom, boom. Yo,
So it's like,
I'm kind of busy right now, as you can tell. Turn on
Boom.
ESPN.
you get paid
Catch you later.
millions of dollars to not even play
It was after the half. So he must have gotten big news during, and then
during the half. Anyway, there's just you don't even have to be there. So like you said, you could stay home or you could just have somebody. It's just so wildly stupid It's so wildly stupid because you know you're going to get caught. Like,
Of course.
we have to understand there are hundreds and hundreds of professional cameras, not to mention
Everybody with their own
everybody's
cell phone
own
camera.
phone. So, and you know that you're going to have girls that are keying on you specifically in the audience. All they're doing the whole time is just checking you out the whole time.
Let me tell you something, man. You know who loves Amir Johnson this morning? Ben Simmons.
Oh,
'Cause
God.
if it
yeah.
wasn't for this cell phone shit, we'd be talking about Ben Simmons all fucking day because
I missed the
again,
game. How badly did he play?
Oh my! It's just I think 9 points he had.
There's
lot
a
of-
video I
He was
just
getting
saw.
booed on the free throw line and shit, and he
Yeah.
was every time he touched the ball, he started getting booed and got booed off the court. And he said something along the lines of like, "Yo, if you're gonna boo me, stay. If you're gonna boo, stay on that side." Yeah, finished with 9 points. Jesus Christ.
Well, that's the thing. If you cannot shoot in the NBA in the playoffs, you get exposed.
Yeah,
Simple as that.
every year.
Oof, God, it's such an ugly jumper.
It's-
Somebody tweeted us a video this morning of Ben Simmons in college, and it's highlights, but he's shooting some jumpers.
In high school too, he used to be able to shoot.
So what happened?
I have no fucking idea.
Injury?
It's in his head.
Nerve damage?
I think it's actually not his head. I think there's a functional flaw with the way he holds the ball, and he kind of tucks his thumb. If you watch it again,
He got
So-
that Markel?
no, that's a nerve damage. I think it's the way he holds the ball. So he kind of like tucks his thumb under when he's holding it. So he never really has control of the basketball. And all the great shooters, the basketball is controlled.
Yeah.
So look at it. Watch. Look at watch when he holds the ball right here. Now look at it. Now look at his thumb. Can you pause?
Oh, I saw it. When he lifts it up here.
See,
little bit of
it's like
edge,
his
yeah.
thumb is tucked in.
It's like an angle, yeah.
It's an angle, right? So look, when your thumb is tucked in, that is the most. Wait. Okay, so that's the most important part of. That's the most important part of any jumper, right? It's also the reason why they're keep your elbow in.
Keeping the elbow tucked, yeah,
Right?
'cause
If
it's
you
gotta-
now,
it's gotta
I'm
be-
a guy who doesn't shoot with the elbow tucked, and that's why I'm not as good a shooter. Is
Right.
because I don't have the same control of the basketball that a Curry has. If you even look at Curry isn't even putting the ball way over his head.
No.
Curry's got it like
right here.
next to his face.
Yeah.
Right?
Because the more you keep the elbow tucked, the less
Less can go wrong.
Yeah, less can
Right?
go wrong.
Less can go wrong, right? It's one straight shot. You turn into that Chinese robot that can just hit those half-court jumpers. Now, when the elbow's out here, you just can't balance the ball as well.
Yeah, it's
right?
more aiming.
It's
if
exactly
it's
right.
Crooked, yeah.
So right here, the ball is balanced. If the ball is balanced, there are less things to control.
Yeah.
It's all about controlling the variables. Elbows out here, the ball's rolling off.
Yeah.
So now you're controlling the ball with your fingertips and trying to aim and push it. Elbow straight, straight follow through.
That's
Look
why guys
look at
is
it again.
like-
Look at his thumb. Watch his thumb
At the very
after
top
the
you
follow
can
through.
see it.
At the very top for a second, his thumb is like tucked underneath the fingers.
Yeah.
The guy will never be a good shooter like that. If they get him to hold the ball like this, you can mitigate.
See, but I'd agree with you if you always was a bad shooter. But
Right.
if you used to be a good shooter, like you don't wait till you get to the league to change the way you
I
start
mean, and to
shooting.
be
Also
fair,
valid.
like the level of competition definitely jumps up a lot from high school and college. But at the same time,
You're
like,
looking at the made shots in high school.
Yeah.
You're not looking at all the time he missed shots in high school.
you're right.
And his shooting percentage in high school is probably really high because most of those shots were layups.
Dunks.
Yeah.
Dunks and layups. So yeah, he's gonna hit a couple like mid-range jumpers. When you're feeling yourself, you can get to go.
You
But it
gotta
was
remember,
never consistent.
when you're dunking on everybody in high school and college.
Okay,
niggas
right here,
can pack
pause.
it in.
Look, you see how his thumb is right there? His thumb is not at a 90-degree angle.
It's not spread.
It's not spread.
Yeah.
Right?
Above
His-
the rim. Spread your fingers. You get better ball
Yep.
rotation.
and not only
was
better
that?
ball rotation, you just get more
Control the ball.
control the ball because of the distance. Like, look how wide your thumb
Yeah.
to pinky
Yeah.
ratio can be, right?
That was a great fucking form. Who doesn't really get like a lot of attention for having great form. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard
Perfect.
has huge
Yes.
fucking hands.
Perfect.
His elbow is always fucking
Perfect.
tucked, and he fucking
He's a machine.
straight up,
Machine.
like that, like the robot. He just straight up, straight out. And
That's
you don't
his
want
brother.
to. And when you're going like
The
this,
robot.
when you're shooting like this, it's way more aim. So
Yeah.
there's a lot less.
Just look
There's
at
a whole
that
lot
thumb.
that can go wrong.
There's no way you can control. Now, what also
You wanna
happens is
shoot-
this
You want to shoot going down. You
Sure.
never want to shoot.
at the
going at
basket.
the ba-
So the other thing about this, right? When you don't have your thumb wide, right? The ball, in order to balance it, is balanced in your palm. They always say the great shooters have daylight,
Yeah.
meaning the
Little
ball
space right here.
exactly.
Put on
The
the
ball is
fingertip.
rested on the fingertips and a little bit on whatever that part of your finger is. I don't know what that is. You know where it's callous when you lift weights.
Digits, I guess.
No. This shit right here, like where your fingers and palm touch, and it's callous from weightlifting.
Okay.
It rests there a little bit, but there's daylight on the palm. Now you have all palm. Now that when you're shooting all palm, there's no touch. Touch is fingertips.
Right.
There's a reason Steph has an elite touch, and it's because it's all tips, so you can really direct the ball. The guys that shoot with palm, and I'm guilty of that as well.
Yeah.
It's luck, bro. You're throwing it up there, and you hope that it goes in. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And that's Ben Simmons. He'll never be a good shooter.
Until he fixes that.
Yeah.
Until he fixes that, and you're not gonna learn how to shoot in the playoffs. So.
Fuck no. But here's another one of those things, and we're gonna get to our next guy who falls in the same category in a way. There's what happens is you have a guy like Ben Simmons, right, or like Shaq shooting free throws, where you see how bad they are, and you're like, well, you're gonna have some time off this summer. What are you gonna do? Is you're just gonna work on that skill, right? You're gonna do nothing. But work on that one skill because you have tons of time off. And that's what we would do if we had tons of time off for our careers, right? And then they come back and they just haven't improved the skill at all. And you're like, what? Do you not want it bad enough? Like, what's going on?
What's going on? Yeah. Is it much harder than I think? I don't want to assume you're not working on it, but it's not any better.
It's not any better. So you clearly must not have worked hard, or working hard is what gets you here, and God forbid you stopped working hard, you'd be even worse. And that takes us to our next guy we're talking about, which is playoff Kyle Lowry. Playoff Kyle Lowry is the most disappointing basketball player that I've ever seen, and I'll tell you why. Kyle Lowry is 5'11", maybe. Okay? It could be 5'10". Do you know what type of mental toughness it takes to be 5'11" or 5'10" and then become an elite all-star basketball player in the NBA? It is unbelievable mental toughness.
Good point.
So what is so shocking to me is how could you be that mentally tough in your entire life to overcome what you have managed to overcome, and then in the playoffs become a shell of yourself. You're fucking Theon Greyjoy. Dude, it's like you're reek, bro. You are fucking reek. 0 for 7.
37 minutes he played.
0 for 7. And it's one of those things where, and the Raptors are going to have to, eventually you're going to have to fucking realize this. This guy is a balloon, okay? A balloon needs to be inflated. And when you inflate it, it can go as big as it possibly can, right? A balloon can get sizable with inflation, but you have to breathe the air into that balloon.
Right.
And the Raptors are not doing that. The Raptors are going, hey, it's all-star. I mean, sorry, hey, it's the playoffs. This guy's going to show up because that's what athletes do, right? And when it comes crunch time, no, balloons need inflated. Okay, balloons need inflated. You need to get this guy buckets at the beginning of the game. If I would not be surprised if next game you see the first 4 or 5 plays are called for Lowry to get a layup. He just needs to see the ball go in. Because when he goes a quarter without shooting, right? And then the only shots he is taking are end of shot clock shots, which often happen to be bad shots, which don't go in. So now your confidence gets chipped away even more. And now you're leaning right into that playoff Lowry that I'm sure he's aware of.
Oh yeah, now you know the footsteps are, he's hearing the footsteps behind him. Like fuck, now I'm gonna have to hear this shit again. You know, and on top of that, the pressure of you're the number 3 guy behind Kawhi and Pascal Siakam now, and you got to be able to
behind Gasol too.
Weren't they trying to move him for Conley with Gasol?
They wanted Conley.
They wanted Conley, yeah, and.
And if they had Conley, this would be a very scary team.
You got to remember, if this guy doesn't play well, does Kawhi stay next year?
No, I had that thought.
Kawhi not tolerating this.
I had that thought too, because I love Kyle Lowry. I didn't want them to trade Conley for Conley, but I don't think Conley's going over 7 in the playoffs. I think Conley's a gamer.
Oh no, Conley's a huge gamer.
Conley's gamer. Yeah. He's elite. He's elite genetics. Like his father was an Olympian.
Long jumper.
Yeah, like this is you're talking about the mixture between like elite genetics an elite competitor.
Yeah.
Like, if your father's an Olympian,
Yeah.
you have elite competitor in
Yeah.
you as well.
Right.
So I think Conley relishes these moments, and I think Kyle just doesn't, man. He doesn't.
I've seen
I mean,
Mike
look at
Conley
his
in more
face.
big game
I know
moments.
cameras can just catch one moment, but like this is
So his
this is a
face,
damning
hold on.
picture.
Oh, he knows exactly what's going on. He's like, please carry us, Kawhi. Say that. Oh, 0 for 7. Yeah, it is just, it is tough, man. It is a tough 33 minutes, and he only put up 7 shots. And you didn't even get to the line. So think about that.
That's the great Kobe quote, bro.
What's
Like,
that?
I'd rather you go 0 for 20 than 0 for 7.
He
That
said
means
that?
yeah. He said, I'd rather you go 0 for 20 than 0 for 7, because if you go 0 for 7, that means you beat yourself.
You beat your
stop
fucking
shooting
self.
if you're scared.
But now that we know what we're dealing with, like, so here's the perfect example. It's like, Kyle, what do you do in the offseason? Because you need to visit Tony Robbins. You need to visit Joel Osteen. You
Wasn't
need to
he doing
visit
this?
anybody. No.
Last year you said he was reading all these self-help books.
Okay, yeah, he'll read the self-help books. But he's not going the extra mile.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Charlemagne reads self-help books, right?
Yeah.
We need like an intervention. We need emotional intervention. We need
Right.
you to find that fucking strength somehow.
I think it's deeper than that. I think you just kind of plateaued as a player.
But the plateau
he's-
is all-star, and then now you can't be all-star and then 0 for 7.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist, right? So
If
there's
he was at
something
his
happening.
plateau, his regular season plateau, they'd win. They would have
Right.
won.
I mean, who's guarding him? Let's think about that. Think about this.
This is Valley, bro.
Who
Over
was it,
7.
Alfred Payton? No, DJ Augustine.
You're telling me you can't give DJ Augustine buckets?
DJ gave him like a smooth 28 or 20 something.
And the game
He gave
winner.
him and the game winner. Gave him buckets.
So, like, something's happening here,
Yeah.
right? And it needs to be addressed, and the Raptors have to step it up, and the Raptors
He
have to.
consistently gets outplayed in the playoffs. Consistently. By other
You need to feed him.
lesser point guards.
You need to get him the ball.
I thought
and you
last
need
year
to
he
feed
had
him.
pretty good playoffs until LeBron. I thought.
So I forgot. He put up a stinker against somebody, but I forgot who they were up against.
Get him the ball. Let him cook.
Wow.
That's
If
look.
it's
And with all
not-
that, they still lost by like what game down to the last shot.
So that's the other thing. In a close game, guys like that are even more reluctant to shoot because it's like, well, we're in this. I don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Right.
If they were getting blown out, it'd be almost better.
Yeah.
Or if they blew the other team out, obviously.
Yeah. Because you'd be getting at least getting some shots in.
Yeah.
It's a goddamn shame, man. I like this guy.
It is a goddamn shame. I want to, before we move on, I want to mention a couple things real quick. A couple big things. First of all, Cleveland, thank you for everybody who came out to the shows, man. Sold out both of the shows at Hilarities. Big comedy club, man. I mean, that was like, there's a second tier, and it was pretty awesome. So thank y'all so much, and thank the club for having me. I got a bunch of shows coming up. The Matador Tour is in full effect. We're going to be in Austin the 25th through 27th. You can get tickets just for my specific show. Those are now available. I see how these festivals do. They just sell a festival badge at first to try to get you, and then once they sold enough of those, they're like, oh, we do individual tickets to the shows as well. So I don't give a fuck if you buy that pass. Just get the individual tickets. Come to the show. That's available on my website, theandrewschultz.com. So we'll be there 25th through the 27th. I got one headlining show. Check the listings for that. Then we're at Dallas and Addison, actually. Akaash going to be there the 3rd, but we'll be there May 3rd and 4th. Also, Austin, I want to go to that surf. There's like a surf wave pool type thing. I want to go check that out. So if any of y'all know, got the hookup for that, take us there. Then we're in Nashville for one night, Zanies. Then Columbus, Funny Bone, one of the best comedy clubs in the country. So Columbus, pull up. Then St. Louis, Helium Comedy Club, new comedy club, pull up to that. Then Ann Arbor, Michigan. You know, hipster Detroit, as they call it, pull up. And then the official Monster Energy Outbreak presents the Matador Tour starts in San Francisco. Only a few tickets left to San Francisco. Y'all been gobbling them shits up, so get on that real quick. Then Indianapolis, then Cincinnati, then Denver, then Houston. Those tickets are going fast. Don't be late on those. Then Toronto. I gotta shout Toronto out, man. Toronto sold like 1,000 tickets in a day. That's the most tickets I've ever sold in a day.
Wow.
Like,
What?
we're doing a
Incredible.
theater in Toronto, the damn 4th, and that was fucking unbelievable. That's almost sold out. So spread the word on that. Thank y'all so much. Chicago, we're doing Thalia Hall, a theater as well. Get your tickets to that. Those are moving like crazy. Boston is moving like crazy. And we're doing the Wilbur Theater in Boston. And then New York, November 22nd, the weekend after the New York Comedy Fest, because those fuckboys at the New York Comedy Fest won't book me at my own goddamn festival. So we're doing the weekend right after, that Friday right after. I want to sell this show. New York, come fuck with me. I want to sell this show out before the New York Comedy Festival even announces their dates. And then
do that.
What we're going to say is that we're headlining the New York Comedy Festival. Because their shit finishes and we're after them, so that's what it is. But so that's 11-22.
They really, Flagrant was supposed to be part of the New York Comedy Festival,
and they clipped it because of it.
Yeah, then they just didn't fuck with us.
We had a live Flagrant 2 show, and then they found out that I was in Flagrant 2, and then they took the show off it. So these are the people. Yeah, these are people who did. And you know what it's about? These petty motherfuckers. The people who run New York Comedy Festival book Caroline's Comedy Club. I headline Gotham Comedy Club when I'm in the city, and that's the competitor. So they were like, nah, fuck this guy. It's stupid because they could have had a theater show, but now they're not. So we're going to keep it all. Anyway, come out, man. 11-22. Get those tickets now early. Spread the word. Tell the family. Tell the friends. Tell the world. Tell your shorty. And let's blow all these out. Let's sell all these motherfucking things out. And then big event, and then we get back to it. Big event, April 23rd. Giannis Pappas, Blowing the Light. Andrew Schulz presents Giannis Pappas Blowing the Light. We're filming a cool project for my boy Giannis at New York Comedy Club, April 23rd. 2 shows. I think it's 7 and 9:30. You can get tickets at newyorkcomedyclub.com. Pull up to that. It's very limited, very intimate room, limited ass tickets, but it's a new thing that I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start shooting projects for other comics, and I'm very excited about this. I hope some of y'all could be there. If you're in the New York area, definitely pull up to that. We got 2 shows that night, and this is going to be the new generation of comics helping other comics producing stuff for other comics. And, I hope we could do 4 of these a year, 8 of these a year, who knows. But I'm very excited to get started on this. So, yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. Everything we've been doing it with the Asshole Army and with the Patreon community and just helping each other out, we're just going to extend to the whole comedic realm as well, to the whole comedic world. So this is going to be our first venture in that, and hopefully we'll have many more. So check those out. All right. You guys go. You got some things coming up. Shows.
Shit. Do I? Fuck. No, I don't. But thanks to everybody who came to Chicago to do Duce Palooza. Sold that bitch out. House of Blues is crazy. Fuck. I didn't have much to promote this week. I guess Cause and Effect on the Revolt. That's about it.
Check that out.
Yeah.
I am in Houston this Thursday, 2 days after this podcast come out. I heard the tickets are moving, so please keep buying. Sell that bitch out. It's in the Secret Group in Houston, April 18th, 10 o'clock p.m. Also, don't completely boycott Caroline's. Come to 2 shows.
I never said boycott Caroline's. I said they boycotted me.
Yeah.
But, like, hey, man, go get your money. Go support Akaash and support his boys. Very funny. The ABDC Comedy Tour. You
April
got
26th and 27th.
April 26th, 27th at Caroline's. Caroline's is a great club. There's one guy there who I don't get along with for whatever reason. And it's really just some petty shit because I went with a different club instead of him, and he can't get over that shit.
Right.
But besides that, they got great people who help run that club. I mean, I just was over there at the Horrible Decisions live show. I hosted that. I will support. I don't have any grudges in this business.
Right.
None at all. Yeah. I just like making people realize they're wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're going to do that with the New York show, but we're going to support Akaash, and if I'm in town, I'm pulling up to...
Come the fuck
You
through.
said, when is it?
April 26th and 27th.
I'll be in...
you might have been in... Because we want to get you on.
Austin.
Yeah, but we'll get you on.
But yeah, man, so let's go support Akaash if you're in town, man. Definitely do that shit. Anything else?
No, I'm cooking up a little... I'm going to do the thing you do where you announce it on the podcast, so you have to do it.
Good.
I'm going to hook up a little tour with my boy Donish. He's a guy he's going to be featuring for me in Houston. He's got a whip, so we're going to go together. I'm going to be headlining. We're going to try to put together a little tour.
Great.
Just a little independent venues, just see what we can do. So we're going to get out there. Try to film shit in every city. I'll hit up the Asshole Army.
Kill that shit, man.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
good. So we're going to get more information about that soon. And, so go support, man. AkashSing.com. Check out the website. Go peep a show. Do all that shit. And get on these shows early, man. I can't tell you how many people in Cleveland hit me up like, yo, how do I get tickets? I can't get tickets. I told y'all, these shows sell out. I don't care how many months out it is. Go right now, get the tickets, okay? Because I know right now you're like, I'll do it next week. And then the week's going to happen, you're going to DM me and go, man, why the fuck's the show sold out? I don't got anything to tell you anymore. I gave you more than enough time. Did I not, Alex?
Yep.
Okay, and don't go DMing Alex saying, "Yo, Schulz won't respond. Can you get us any tickets to the show?" All right, because you're
Stop
not
doing
gonna
that.
get in unless you're a fat girl. Anyway, so appreciate y'all supporting everything. Now let's talk about something I'm very excited to talk about. Okay, somebody who has been a long time listener of the show, a long time listener of Brilliant Idiots. It's Asshole Army, gang. Someone who predicted his own success maybe 12 years ago. Someone who we got behind and we predicted his success, maybe a year ago. Someone who's come on the show, has rode with us. Someone who I am so proud of this guy.
Yeah, man.
But I am a very skeptical person in nature in terms of like talent. I'm not one of these guys that just goes, "Oh, this guy got it." There's certain people who they just say everybody got it, and then if that person ends up doing it, they get to go, "I called it."
Yeah,
I
I've
am
been
not
doing that.
impressed easily. Okay, I am not. This guy's a superstar. He is a bona fide fucking superstar, and it's rare that superstar personalities come with superstar talent. And you're looking at it, and you better get the fuck on board right now. Israel Adesanya is the UFC fucking
Let's
champion
go.
right now.
Not only the UFC fucking interim middleweight champ, but one of the best fucking fights I've ever seen.
Guys, it was
my life. I'm not
so-
talking about boxing. I'm not talking about
no,
fucking
just fights
movies.
in general. It is
Just a fight.
this was, first of all, he's the champ, okay?
Yeah.
You're not the interim champ, you the champ.
You champ.
Yeah.
If you cannot defend your belt for whatever the fuck reason, you lost the belt.
You're not the champ.
Okay, you're not the champ. This guy's a champ because he's fighting and he won it. Now, if you want to go get that belt, okay, Mr. Whitaker, then you got to stay healthy and try to. Part of being a fighter is being healthy enough to compete. Okay,
The biggest part of ability is
availability.
is the
There
biggest
you
part
go.
of ability is availability. I mean, that is really important, man. It is so crucial. And Izzy shows the fuck up. This motherfucker ain't healthy every fight. And he said the same thing about Gastelum. He was like, listen, I didn't feel 100%. And you know what? Gastelum didn't either. But we showed the fuck up. Now, I'm
Fighters
not
fight,
trying
bro.
to, exactly. Now, I'm not trying to downplay a hernia, but it seems like my man Whitaker has a health issue every single fight. And I'm sorry, but when you have that, we're not calling you the champ because you have to defend the belt to be the champ. Okay, so when you get healthy, you could come get the real belt, which is on my man Izzy's waist right now.
Facts.
Now,
There's nobody who could watch that fight and not say he's not the real champ.
no, he's a real champ.
You earned that shit.
He's a
Like,
real
he
champ.
earned that fucking
Bro, this was, and I think Izzy's going to be in New York this week, so hopefully we're going to have him on. But this is one of the, if you watch this fight, we watched this fight right after the Cleveland show. We went with some assholes to a bar called the Harry Buffalo in Cleveland, and we were watching a fight. And this is one of those fights, and I can't wait to talk to Izzy about this. But I texted him and I said, man, this was a special moment because you got introduced to who you really are. It is very rare. None of us in this room right now have found out what we're truly capable of because we haven't been brought to the end of our tank. Do you know what I mean? Like, this was a fight. It was a brutal slugfest of a fight. And if you look at his face, I mean, he got touched. There's no doubt that he got touched. He was hurt. He came back. But the closer you get to death, the closer you are to life. And this guy Izzy realized how deep he can go.
Yeah.
It's like holding your breath. When you're underwater and you can't get up, you find out how much time you could spend holding your breath.
Yeah.
If we hold our breath right now, we'll get to like a minute and we'll be like, oh man, that's all I had. If we have to live, we might be 2 minutes. We might be 3 minutes.
Right.
And that's what he experienced. He experienced going to the depths of his fucking soul to pull out this fight.
They call championship rounds for a reason.
Oh my God.
Didn't Roy
fourth
Jones
and
talk about
fifth.
that on when we interviewed him?
What
He
was he
talked
saying?
about how
Yeah,
like
yeah, that's right.
fighters don't get pushed to their limits very often. I got pushed to my limits when he talked about
Tarver.
the fight, the Tarver fight.
Yep.
And that's how you know when someone's a real champ. Izzy's a real champ.
He's a real champ. He found out what he has. And to be honest, when you go that far and then you come out victorious, I have to ask him about it, but my assumption is there is a newfound confidence.
Yes.
Because you learned what you're now capable of. You got to the next level.
And not
You're
only does
different.
he learn, everybody else saw it.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody else
but
sees
now
it.
when he gets to that point in his next fight, he goes, "Oh, I got more." Before this, right? He thought he knew how deep he could go.
Right.
And he just realized there's another level. There's another gear.
Right.
So now when he's at that gear before it, he goes, "Oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a whole another gear ready
Right.
for you. You
Yeah.
ready to take it to that next level?
Let's go.
Let's fucking go." The way he switched the game plan up, I know we're dick riding hard, but let's go. It's
So
just I
what?
was
So
so
what? That's not
fucking
boys.
That's
Fuck-
family,
son,
dog.
I was
you
so
should
fucking hyped, bro. I was so fucking hyped because Gastelum touched him in that
nah,
first
he
round.
got, like, look at his face. Like, he does not look like. It's the textbook. You should see the other guy.
Son, he looked like Hitch. He looked like
exactly.
fucking Will Smith and Hitch, right? Bro,
And if you see his Instagram story this week, like, he was with his parents and shit. Like,
it's like
in a nice
lay
shirt,
off
like,
the
I'm fu-
shellfish, fam.
Yeah, he was looking rough, but goddamn.
So-
Looked good with that title, though.
Son, it was one of those moments where, okay, Gastelum, and I give Gastelum a lot of credit. Elite head movement. This guy, you know, you're talking about some of the best hands in the game right here, Izzy. And Gastelum had great head movement, and there's something I didn't pick up with MMA opposed to boxing, and why the sports are different in this regard. A boxing glove is a more massive.
Right.
It just takes up more space area,
Right.
so it is harder to dodge.
Right.
A UFC glove is tiny,
Right.
right? This, you could stay in the pocket more.
Right.
I can stay in front of you, and if you're coming up with my fist, this much 2 inches of movement helps me dodge.
Right.
And this guy Gastelum could stay in the pocket. He was reminding me of like James Toney in a way, which was like he didn't mind being close, and he was able to counter, and he was able to touch Izzy, even though Izzy had a way longer reach advantage. And then Izzy changed the game, and he went at that leg, and he started doing these low kicks to that fucking thigh, and he dug into that thigh and cut that fucking thigh down, and all of a sudden you saw Gastelum hesitate. And when he started hesitating, Izzy started picking him off, and then going to attack the leg, and then they started exchanging and dropping each other. And then that fifth championship fucking round, when the fight was probably 2-2 on some of the scorecards.
Yeah. He went out there and won it. He didn't run out the clock.
No.
Which is
I think
something I hate.
They should have stopped that fight.
It
That man
looked
was
bad.
dead.
It looked
That man
bad for a
Gastelum was
while.
dead.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
first of all, Mexicans don't fall.
He took
and when
some
you
fucking
fall 3
blows.
times like that,
Yeah.
like I'm sorry, you got to stop that for his health.
Right. Yeah.
There should have been a stoppage. The referee's crazy. Like Joe Rogan is screaming, "Stop the fight, please! Stop the fight!" When Joe Rogan, who watches this sport all the time, right? Who used to watch people eat cockroaches, when he's concerned about people's life.
And he was like, "This is a lot for me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fam, it's
Yeah.
like stop the fight. Regardless, unbelievable fucking victory, man.
Unbelievable fight, unbelievable victory, man. Like the UFC needed this weekend. Two amazing fights at the top of their card.
We haven't
with
even
their,
talked
like-
about the Max Holloway Dustin
Yeah.
Poirier fight.
Yeah, like it's
Like unreal, that fight. That is enough. Those two fights were the best fights that I've seen on the same card in boxing and MMA
Yeah,
history.
yeah.
For meaning, like usually you get one good fight.
like
Right.
back to back.
Back to unfucking real.
Yeah, and we've said this for a while. Like we've said, like the UFC needs this dude. They need some new stars. They need big moments like this, especially going to ESPN. You're on the fucking mothership now, so everybody's watching this shit, bruh.
You got to find a way to do an Izzy watch party.
Something.
Next fight.
We're gonna figure it out, man. Absolutely. But like, bro, it was
It was one of those fights that, like, even if he lost, you're like, that motherfucker fought like a champion.
Yeah.
Son.
The title is just icing on the
I was so
cake.
proud.
Yeah.
I was so fucking proud because it's like, it's not all the time. My buddy said this. My buddy said this about when his wife gave birth. He goes,
Oh, yeah.
it's rare in life that you see people give everything.
Right.
What is so impressive about birth is you watch your wife give everything that she fucking has to
Yeah.
get this kid out, and you are blown away by effort, right?
Right.
Like think about how blown away we are by Westbrook, and that's not everything. This is just a lot of effort,
Right.
and we're like, this guy, it's so much fun watching him.
Yeah.
And then you watch the woman you love literally exhaust every ounce of effort in her body to give it.
To
give you this
us
life, right?
Yeah.
That's what we witnessed in this fight from both of them.
Yeah.
They gave everything. You're watching these guys let the tank go empty. They're both on empty in the third, and they give fucking everything. And when you see that, you can't help but feel like this immense pride. You gave it all.
It's the human spirit, man. Like, we love watching motherfuckers like
Empty the fucking tank.
Yeah. Like,
Leave
when
it
they have
all
nothing.
in the ring, man. When you see that shit go down, when you see two guys standing in front of each other exhausted and going, I'm going to take a punch to give one. I'm
Yeah.
just going to take one to fucking give one. Bro, it is a different connection. It's why we're drawn to fighters in a different way than we're drawn to regular athletes.
It's
why
it's the first sport.
it's real. It's
the first
authentic.
sport. Like, there's nothing on this world. Like, if
Everything else is
Sports
a
are
metaphor for sport.
more
Exactly.
metaphorical, yeah.
This a metaphor for war. This is the
war.
closest thing to
Yeah.
war. It's the reason why Ali was so important to
Yeah.
us. It was like there's some people that fight for us, and he really fought for us.
yeah,
Right.
Like, and you look at somebody empty the tank, and it is a transformative experience. He's gonna have different fans now. He's gonna have a different level of fans.
This is the beginning of everything. Like his, the everything he predicted is now coming true.
Boom!
Oosh. I don't know how he stood up after that.
Mexican, bro.
God
Boom!
damn. God damn. God
Oh.
damn.
Look at his eyeball. Where are your eyeballs at,
washes
bro?
him.
Where your eye? No, you got to sit down, bro. You got to sit down. You got to take a little rest. That you could have killed him right there. Look
Yeah,
at
right
oh.
there. They should have stopped the fight, right?
Yeah, I mean, oi! You got to sit down, bro. And it's night for you. I think you gonna sit down right about now. Sit down.
And it's rare. It's rare when the hype exceeds the fight. Like, this guy's been hyped for a while. Not just by us. Like, anybody who watches mixed martial arts, anybody who watches fight sports, has been saying, like, this guy's the next fucking guy. Yeah. Right? Even Bones had to fucking be like, even John Bones was on Twitter talking, like, you fighting these other guys, like, all right, when you ready to come to daddy, let me know.
Yeah.
So, because they know he's the next dude. That's the money fight right there. Like, I don't know at what weight they're going to fight. I know a lot of people are like, yo, John's going to destroy him. He's too big. He's too small. Whatever. They're going to figure out a way to get those two in the octagon
Oh, it will
at
happen.
some point.
Izzy don't mind fighting people on steroids. He said that. There was some guy. Remember the guy he wanted to fight? He was like,
Yeah.
he's on juice now. I want to get him before he gets banned.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Before he gets caught.
Oh, this was just such an amazing moment, man.
Fuck, man.
Bruh.
Just to manifest something and to see it happen.
Yeah.
It was, and then just good respect between both of them. This was great. I mean, it was just, and you know what? Great sportsmanship the whole night. Like you said, Kaz, the UFC needed this night. There was another great fight between Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier, and it was an all-out fucking war. Dustin ends up winning and taking the belt, and they embraced afterwards. I mean, Max was so fucking likable in loss.
Yeah.
He was just like, he was so effortlessly Hawaiian about it. He was like, hey man, fuck, great knock. You got to give it up to him. I love doing this shit. I
UFC
love
fighters
fighting.
are like that though, right?
Bro.
It's weird. Like, I don't know. Maybe I haven't gotten to enough fights to be like, hey man, do we got a good knock along? Conor fucking got his ass handed to him by Nate Diaz the first time, or
And
Nick
he was
Diaz,
like, hey,
whatever.
good knock.
Like, hey man, got a good knock on me, brother. Like, that's I guess I was just like the Irish in him or whatever, but motherfucker,
You can't hold a grudge when someone beats you, right? Because the grudge, in
it's
a way,
the ultimate test of your
Yes.
Let it all out, man.
you
We
have to
talked
let it
about
out.
this.
Yeah, we did talk about this,
Yeah.
right?
Strip
Yeah.
everything away. Strip
Yep.
away fucking guns, money, fucking whatever the fuck you have that's material in this world.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have your hands and your feet.
And just the tension. If we had tension, I've
Tension is
given
released.
everything we have.
Yeah.
What tension can we keep holding in?
Nothing,
We
yep.
gave everything.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
tension left. I have nothing left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we both are aware of a fact that you beat me
Yeah.
and that I was beaten by you.
Yeah.
And so there's no ego anymore.
And even if I beat you, it's like you gave me everything, man. I respect that.
Exactly.
You know what?
But it's like you don't have to have animosity towards me because you won.
Yeah.
Your ego is satisfied.
Right.
And I don't have any animosity towards you because I can't have an ego because I was beaten.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, why can we embrace in the ring? Because neither of us are proving anything.
Yeah.
It was
There's
already
nothing left
proven.
to prove. It's
Right.
it's all out there.
Questionable decision, that's different. But when you know
Yeah.
how the fucking fight went down and everybody's aware, it was a beautiful moment, man. It was a fucking beautiful moment.
Props to the dude Izzy beat, man, because it takes a lot to not fucking get knocked out. It takes a lot to just finish that fight. It takes a lot.
Oh,
bro.
he's got a future, this guy.
He's fucking.
He's sharp.
Incredible.
I was really impressed by him, man.
He looked
Really
real
impressed.
Short and shit. I was like, oh, is he gonna walk all over him? Like I did
Not
not
at all.
expect that fucking.
Great
war.
counterpunching, great power. He had unbelievable power, and Izzy really had to be careful for it because he could have gotten hurt. And those are the most exciting fights. The most exciting fights.
Styles make fights.
Absolutely, but the most exciting fights have at least one guy with power. Because no matter how badly he's getting beaten, you know it's one punch away.
That's Deontay Wilder's appeal.
That's it. That's why we loved heavyweights. The casual fan goes, I don't know what's going on with all this hugging and kicking.
Sweet science is one thing.
That's
What
for me.
gets everyone's attention.
That's for me. I love Sweet Science.
Exactly.
I love it. But the casual fan loves to watch going, it takes one. It takes one to get you out of here, and that will sustain 5 rounds of action.
That's what happened with Fury and Wilder, right?
Yeah, that's why that
Wilder's
fight was so.
getting his
he
ass
took,
kicked and then just bang.
One time. And you're
Wilder
like,
took
"Dang."
his hard. He took his hardest shit, and then he got back up, and he even looked at him like, "What the fuck?"
yeah, you're saying Fury took Wilder's
Fury
hardest.
took
Yeah,
Wilder's
But-
hardest hit.
But 100%, we will watch every single Wilder fight after that because we know even if he's getting whooped for 11 rounds,
Yeah.
He can
it
go.
takes one.
Yep.
It takes fucking one. Anyway, so shouts to Izzy, man.
Fantastic.
Congrats,
sports
my
weekend,
brother.
man.
Keep dude. It was so.
It's only gonna get bigger, bro.
I was
It's only gonna
impressed.
get
I
bigger
was
for
so
him.
impressed, man. I was just so proud. You love to see people dig deep.
And tell Bones he don't want the smoke.
Nah,
Tell Bones he don't want the smoke.
Nah.
See, that's
Bones,
why I was
Bones
talk-
getting smoked.
People that are talking about like, oh, John beats everybody. I'm a huge Johnny Bones fan,
Right.
but you can't measure what's in here, bro.
No.
You can't measure what's in here. If they meet at some weight class somehow, it's gonna be a hell.
Is he
of a fight.
taking Bones out?
How
I think-
far apart are they?
They're similar in age.
No.
Wait.
John Bones light heavyweight.
20 pounds.
Yeah.
I think it's 185 and 2.
Huge.
It's a lot.
difference.
It is a big difference. It's a massive difference. What I would say is that stylistically speaking, this is not the worst fight for Izzy, for Jones, right? Height, they're probably around the same height. It'd just be size. I wouldn't do this fight if I'm Izzy now.
Yeah.
I would let Izzy potentially grow into his body more, even though he's not young. But like, be comfortable putting on weight. You don't have to fight to cut weight. Grow into a little bit more weight. Like the biggest issue with Max Holloway against Dustin Poirier is he didn't put on any muscle. He went up 10 pounds in weight, but didn't put on any muscle.
Right.
So this guy Poirier, who beat him the last time when they were at 145, he went up 10 pounds in what looked like all muscle.
Right.
Right? So it's like if you gain weight for a fight, you have to do it appropriately.
So if you're Izzy,
Yeah.
you take another fight before Jones, try to gain 5 pounds of muscle for that one, and then try to get another
he's
5.
gonna. I think he'll take 4 fights before Jones.
Okay.
I think that's a long game. I think he's got to clear out some more middleweights. There's a bunch of other middleweights that are there. He's got to fight this Whitaker
Because he
guy.
does think really far in advance.
Yeah, he is. I bet you he is.
Yeah.
And I think that if I'm being smart about it, I fight Jones on his decline.
Oh yeah.
And then that's a passing of the torch.
Right.
So let Jones have a few more wars, a few more battles. You get Whitaker out of here. You beat up a couple more middleweights. You become the greatest UFC middleweight in history. And then you make the super fight between you and John Jones. This is maybe 4 or 5 fights down the line. And
And you just slowly build muscle to that point.
that's what I would do. I mean, there's a world where, remember, he's at 185, right? Khabib's at what, 170?
Yeah.
There's a world where that fight could happen.
Very true.
And to be honest, that might be a harder fight because Khabib is an expert at a part of the game that Izzy is not. Right? Izzy is an expert striker.
Right.
Right? And he has learned later in his career jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and the ground techniques.
Submissions.
Submission
Yeah.
techniques, right? When he almost got Gastelum out of here with a couple. But whereas John Jones, if Izzy goes in there with Jones, and they're both striking at each other, you're going to see 2 elite strikers go at each other. It's going to be the dream. That's the dream fight every single
Looks
time.
like a fucking Avatar fight.
Real talk. So it's going to look like Street Fighter.
Like yeah.
Literally Street Fighter. That's what we're going to watch.
Right.
So whereas Khabib is like, is he going to get him on the ground? How is he going to be able to manage that? It's just going to be like, is it going to be boring,
Right.
etc.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm excited. Do we want to talk about anything else before we get out of here?
What else we got?
The other topics I had written down are Durant and Beverly, Dame Time, Walton, and the Kings, and then Thrones if we want to talk about it. But
Okay.
I feel like you might have that covered on Westerbros.
Luke Walton.
We
So,
gotta do that crossover at some point.
oh, absolutely, we got to. What about okay? So Luke Walton gets hired or is about to be hired by the Kings.
He's been hired.
How-
by the,
Officially been hired.
Sacramento
How did
Kings.
De'Aaron Fox feel about this?
Well, he didn't pass on him.
Right.
Luke was probably gonna go there like, I was like, more than Lonzo anyway.
I thought about that.
I mean, the Kings are like set up for amazing success
Yeah.
in the future right now. Like, they were a few games out of the playoffs this year.
Is he a good coach though? Because I think who they got out, how you say his name, Yoger or David
Yorger?
coach? Yeah, I think he's a good coach.
I think he's the wrong coach for the Kings.
Who, Luke?
Yeah.
So here's my thing, right? Here's my thoughts on that.
Wouldn't do it.
Well, Luke,
Interesting.
when he was interim coach for the Warriors, he's a great coach.
Yeah.
When he's there with the Lakers, with
Not
a
a
young
good
team, now it's
So
like,
now
oh,
aren't
we
you
don't
not a
know if
good
he can
coach?
Now all of a sudden you're not a good, exactly.
I think
So-
that his style, he has a style of coaching that fits a certain player set, and I don't think
What player said?
Up and down.
no. Ball movement offense without a dominant ball-heavy point guard. So
The Warriors.
the Warriors, right? So Steph will bring the ball up.
Warriors.
Say what?
That's also true.
That was my whole thing. I think
Mike Brown coached the Warriors.
Sure. Anybody can coach the Warriors, absolutely. That being said, the reason why he struggled with Lonzo is because Lonzo, to be effective, needs the ball in his hands. Right? And you can run him up and down, but he needs the ball in his hands. He needs to make shit happen. You have a guy named Darren Fox on the Kings, right? Who is incredibly effective up and down, but also has elite speed that you want to run pick and roll on. You
Probably
want the ball in his
fastest-
hands.
Probably the fastest guy in the ball with the league.
That's it. So you want the ball in this guy's hands. Let him shake shit up offensively. And if you just do this offense where you completely mitigate the advantage that he has with his speed by keeping him off the ball, he's not that good a shooter.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think it's the right fit.
Here's my thing. Outside of the Dallas Mavericks, the Sacramento Kings were like my favorite league pass team this year.
Okay.
Like, they're fun, they're young, not a lot of expectations, and I think they're maybe like a piece or two away from being like
Legit.
I wouldn't say contending. I won't say, oh, make some noise in the West. They'll be legit with like one or two more pieces. Fox, Buddy Hield, who a lot of people don't talk about, who's an
Bagley.
elite scorer.
Right.
Bagley, who balled out for a rookie. Willie Cauley-Stein, who's like your textbook run up and down center that you need in this league.
Right.
I really like the Sacramento Kings, man, and I think like if they get one guy, like I don't know what the
You
cap
think
situation
Luke is the right guy, though?
I think he's a player's coach. Like, I think he got dealt a pretty shitty hand with the whole LeBron situation and trading for Anthony Davis, and like that's just
Does a
fractured
player's
the
coach
entire
make
thing.
young players better? I would feel like a player's coach would be good with a veteran team who kind of knows what they're doing. I don't know if I'd want a player's coach for a team that needs coaching. You know what I mean? Like they need coaching.
Yeah.
They need a vet they can respect, not someone who just got walked all over in L.A. Because word goes around between players, and players are going to find out that he was just walked all over in L.A., and they're not going to respect him.
I mean, I
You
think
know who I might rather have, even though I don't like him,
Who?
for 2 years? Tibbs. 2 years.
Oh,
these
no.
Kids, these kids can put on minutes for 2 years, and they'll learn the game, and then get them the fuck out of here.
You want to know who I think, and I don't think it's a bad decision, but you know who I think it would be the perfect coach for the Kings?
Who?
D'Antoni. I think
Oh, yeah.
I think if you give D'Antoni to the Kings, of course they're not going to win it all, but he's going to inflate all of their egos and inflate all of their confidence.
and inflate all their stats.
Yeah, because of that, right? So
Yeah.
it's like every player on that team is going to think that they're a baller,
Right.
and thinking like you're a baller, like we know from Kyle Lowry, is a vital part of success.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I would just love to see what D'Antoni schemes with Darren Fox. Are you kidding me? High screen and roll.
Yeah.
Right.
The D'Antoni system. It's
Oh my God! If it's a fast-paced system and you got the fastest guy in the league,
And you have the what's his face that who was a knockdown shooter in college, and now he's starting to
Buddy
feel
Hield.
himself. Buddy Hield. Imagine
Hield-
Buddy
Buddy Hield's a
Hield just
baller,
hoisted.
bro.
He's hooping.
He's a baller.
So
yeah.
give him D'Antoni. Like, let's go, man. You get rid of Josh Jackson or whatever that kid's name is.
Kid from
Yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah, who's
Yeah.
they
trash.
traded Josh Jackson, didn't they? He's a Maverick.
Oh, they traded him?
Yeah,
Did
he's,
They got him out of
He was
there?
in the trade
Okay.
for Harrison Barnes.
Light skinned kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, they do
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Harrison Barnes on the Kings too.
Ooh, I like
Solid.
that.
I like that.
I like
Yeah.
that. Harrison can work under
Yeah.
D'Antoni. All I'm saying is that's the guy for the Kings. For me.
Right.
That's who I would go with.
I heard Vlade was trying to consolidate power, and that's why he got Yorger out of there. And that's Zach Lowe tweeted something like this, like, I don't know. I just know he seems like a pretty good coach, and this is what the Kings do. They get something promising, and then they fuck it up. This is just what they do.
Can't relate as a
Did
Knicks
you
fan.
never seen that before?
You never had the first half. You never had the promising part.
True. You're right.
Did you? I don't think this is on the list. Did you guys see the Derrick Rose documentary
No.
this past week?
Good.
Powerful shit.
Really?
Powerful shit.
Why? What's
man.
up? Talk to me.
So they chronicled D-Rose, like not just like as a basketball story, but like what he means to like the city of Chicago with Benji. And like if you see like the Benji documentary,
The 30 for 30?
30 for 30.
I saw that.
This is almost like the Benji Wilson, Chicago,
High
played for Simmons
school,
High School,
like
shot.
phenom got shot.
Yeah, shot and killed, whatever. And then this is almost like the sequel to that.
Okay.
So like, Derrick Rose went to the same high school as Benji. He was seen as like the next fucking guy. He actually makes it out. Actually plays for the Bulls, cooks all this other shit, and like it was all this like economical shit that they were talking about with Chicago and him, whatever.
Right.
My thing is they got the actual moment he gets the news that he's being traded to New York on camera. It is one of the most gut-wrenching shits I've ever seen in like the history of like sports media.
Why?
Just like seeing just how much like, because they kept going back and forth with like his injuries and how much he wants to come back, and you could kind of tell like with his brothers or whatever, they were kind of trying to rush him back. If the Bulls would have done like the Porzingis thing and came out the gate like, yo, Derrick Rose is not playing this year.
That's on Tibbs too.
It was on Tibbs.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was on Rose's brother, who was just like, oh no, he's not gonna sit out. He'll be back. Yada yada. Like he wasn't right. Those first 2 years, he wasn't right yet.
Right.
And it was they got the footage right here when he finds out exactly when he gets traded.
Right.
And if anybody ever fucking wants to give LeBron shit, wants to give any player shit for not having loyalty to a franchise or loyalty to something like that, and this is a guy from that city.
Right.
Well, just watch this shit, man.
Can we watch this? What is this on?
Stadium.
Is this YouTube?
No, it's something else.
Okay.
It's on Stadium.
But you guys can talk over it.
Yeah.
Has he found out yet?
So this is him finding out. He's trying to get in touch with B.J. Armstrong, his agent. And like he's trying to film a documentary about how much he means to the city of Chicago.
Oh no.
He's limping.
A big separation.
Oh Jesus Christ! Here we go.
Bro, Waterworks.
What's up, B?
Oh boy.
You lying. Wow.
Oh boy. Jesus. This cameraman, this fucking sociopathic cameraman. Look at this cameraman.
G.
Wow.
That's
That's
what I'm
you,
talking
Al.
about.
That's you. Wow. Oh no. Is he crying?
Yeah. And then he just goes back and was like, yo, I'm good. Let's talk. Let's do it.
Oh man.
Yeah. Just in all.
Oh man, I feel bad.
Oh man, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro. This is.
It's a hard watch, bro. And
Oh,
when he goes back into
yeah.
to talk to the camera,
Yeah.
it's a hard watch, bro. Because you could like his face is swollen, like you could see it.
Face looks like his knee. Oh man. All right. Cut this. Jesus.
If you
Okay,
could at
so
least
keep on going.
If you could at least get to when he's
Oh.
when
So
he
fast
goes
forward.
and sits back down. It's
Fast forward
not
to when he
that
sits
far
back down.
past. All right, yeah.
Oh, okay, here we go. He's back. What?
What are you doing?
What? It's not how y'all eat bananas,
Why
bro.
are you eating like it's corn in the cob?
No, I mean like it's watermelon. Son.
Eden asked, he had 2 bananas on the table before he started filming. Eden was like, do you want to move the bananas? And Schulz very adamantly was like, no! And now I know why.
I don't know how y'all eat bananas. This is how I eat bananas.
Somebody's gonna make a montage of all the different ways he's made bananas over the years.
Content, baby.
Oh man.
All right, let's go.
Oh, fuck, man.
Wow.
Wow. Jesus.
Really just telling me to prepare myself.
Fuck.
You really got to watch this
Oof.
whole documentary. It is great. It's fantastic.
It seems too sad.
I mean, there's sad parts, yeah, but like, then they get to like when he comes back to Chicago, it's a Timberwolf, and he drops 50. Like it's
when he dropped the 50 in
this
Chicago.
year. No. When he dropped 50 this year, and then when he came back to Chicago, and
Right.
they gave him the big fucking welcome. And he's a free agent this year too. Like
I thought he re-signed to the Timberwolves.
No, he's a free agent at the end of this year.
What is the thing here? Can you pause it?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the thing about with him and
Tibbs?
No, not Tibbs. Apparently he was like, it takes him 16 hours to prepare for a game or something.
Yeah.
Was that in this documentary?
Yeah.
What was
just
that
like
about?
everything he goes through to get himself like physically ready to like, you know, as far as like loosening up his knee, getting like
a whole day,
It's a whole
every time he plays.
process, bro. Like he's so dedicated to that shit. Like, and you see why, man. Like how many people fucking depend on him to be this good to get back. Like so many times where you're watching this documentary, it's like, yeah, most docs, if he would have just like stopped and retired right here, like nobody would have blamed him. Like
Right.
nobody would have blamed him. You know what I'm saying? And then like getting to the point where he finally fucking grows and becomes like a father and shit. And you know they show him like going to New York and like when he
Just
fucking.
tell me, who do I blame? I'm tired of this.
Honestly, like
That's all I need to know. Who
his
do I
brother's
blame?
got to take a lot. His
For
brother's got to
For
take a
him,
lot
for
of
the
the
injuries.
His brother's got to take a lot of the heat for that. His brother's got to take a lot of heat. For
Really?
that. Like if they would have, if he was in any other organization where his brothers don't get that much leeway because it's the Roses, it's Chicago, whatever.
Right.
Like, you know, if they were just like, if they did how they did Porzingis, it was like, yo, he's not playing this year. He's
Right.
sitting. And you got to remember, like, the Bulls were fucking, they were knocking on the door of the finals. Like, when the Heat were the fucking Heat.
Right.
Like, took him to the limit and all that shit. So
Right.
they were all just expecting D-Rose to bring him back and just put him over the top. So they just never just said, yo, he can't go.
Right.
So when he came back, still not as fast, not as elusive, not as quick, you know. And it was rough. It was rough for him, man. But if you can, man, go check that documentary out. It's incredible. It's sad at times. It's really fucking sad at times, but it's really fucking good. If we're talking about like if you're talking about human triumph, like fucking getting tested to your limits, like this is that shit right there, yo. Yeah.
That shit was mad touching, bro. Fucking D-Rose. Anyway, I hope he gets a contract. We'll see if he gets something.
I hope he comes back to Chicago. I hope they make that right, man. Like they got
Whoa.
money, they got a little money to spend. He's not an expensive player to sign right now. Like
you love that full circle shit. You keep
I love
trying to get
it.
Melo back here. Fuck
I think
outta
Melo,
here.
all right, bet with Zion.
That's not full
KD,
circle. That's like a guy burns down your house, you rebuild it, and then you invite him back in to live with you. That's not full circle.
you don't
That's
think-
stupidity repeating itself.
with the banana
Forgive
boat
him,
crew with the
for he
nice
knows not what he does.
forgiveness, bro.
Yeah,
I forgive
forgiveness from
Melo.
afar.
No,
I
I'm
forgive
saying that's
Melo,
what
man.
Jesus was saying
Yeah.
to Judas. He was like, I know you gonna fuck me.
Oh.
I forgive Melo, bro. If Melo could come back not as the number one guy, come off the bench.
He can't do that.
can't.
As of,
You
how
don't
do
know
you
how
not
to do
know?
that. What do
He's
you
been
mean?
humbled.
No,
He's
when?
been humbled,
No,
bro.
he
When?
hasn't. He
This
hasn't
whole
been
year
humble.
when
When did he
nobody would
sound
pick him
humble?
up. If he comes home
Where's
to
the
New York,
soundbite of Melo saying, I'm so humble right now?
listen,
Still Melo. Remember that ad campaign? Still, we need you to not be still Melo.
give me if KD,
Stop it, please.
Kyrie
Kaz.
and
Kaz,
Zion.
Please stop it. Please stop it. Please. I know that you really believe in this.
if
but
they get any form of those three, or
Honestly,
any-
as a
the
guy who
last
doesn't want...
person that you want around a rookie is Carmelo Anthony.
but he's not the franchise. He won't be the
No,
guy.
no,
in
no, no.
charge.
Just
He'll be
his
the guy.
energy, his very energy, the attitude he has about the game. The last thing that you want to inception into your young players is anything Melo-esque
Hold on,
whatsoever.
people can
You're a
change,
fucking
bro.
psychopath.
I
This is
think people can
infuriating.
change, bro.
Yeah, he was on the war. He was on the Rockets.
Yeah.
He was what, the third option?
Yeah,
What happened after 2 weeks?
they sucked. It wasn't his
Why?
fault.
Why?
Was it his fault?
What are they now? What happened as soon as they cut him?
They did very well.
They did very well. And why didn't they keep him? He's not the main option.
Because this is not WWE, okay? This is the
number one
real
guy.
fucking deal, okay? You can't script out
Listen.
how it's going to... Would it be a great script? Yeah. Is it going to work out? No.
I think Melo needs one last run on the Knicks.
The problem with Melo is he can't run. So that alone is what's going to stop
He's
him
had a
from
whole
being on
year
any
of
team.
doing nothing.
This was the time you should have re-signed him when you're tanking.
Melo didn't
The
have
organic tank with
muscle
Melo.
when he played every single game.
Yeah.
Okay? He took a year off. What do you think he's going to look like now? He's going to look like Mero.
You're going to look like Lala.
Carmelo.
Carmelo Anthony. Matter of fact, that's how they're going to pronounce his name in China where he'll be playing next year. right, guys. This has been another episode of Flagrant 2, No Easy Buckets. Thank y'all for listening. Patreon. We'll see y'all next. We'll see y'all Friday.
See y'all Friday.
We'll see y'all Friday. So make sure y'all, if you want to join up on the army, come fuck with us. Patreon.com/Flagrant2. We got to set up a new goal for when we come up on 6K, 6,000 patrons, because we're steadily approaching. But we fuck with y'all so much. Thank you to Asshole Army member that came and shot for us in Cleveland. What was my man's name who came and filmed? Damn, Al. But, yo, you know who you are. Thank you so much for showing up. Shouts to my man Vince, another Asshole Army member that was going to pick us up from the airport, but Club already had arranged some shit. But, you know, we try to do whatever we can to empower y'all. So let's keep that going, man. Keep empowering yourselves. And let's keep creating this fucking incredible content, man. I'm very excited for the new shit that we got going on. Make sure you check out all the live shows, all the podcasts, and all the things. Check out Cause and Effect every single week on Revolt. And yeah, man, let's cook up some amazing shit. We'll see y'all Friday.
Oh man, and I'll have a nice announcement on the I should probably just say it now.
What's that?
I'll be doing play-by-play for the Jordan Brand Classic this weekend.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So on Twitter, it's not gonna be on ESPN this year, but they'll do a live Twitter feed on the sports channel.
Okay,
and,
bet.
I'll be calling all the high school All-Americans, the Cole Anthonys of the world, all the big-time college signees for the future NBA stars. I'll be doing my first play-by-play commentary.
Amazing, yo. Big future ahead for Kaz. So
really excited about
that. If you thought that he was late and didn't show up to episodes now, it's about to get serious.
It's about to get real late, bro.
Anyway,
people call my people.
So we cooking, man. So let's support Kaz. Watch that shit. Tweet about it.
Yes,
even if you don't watch, just tweet. Yo, Kaz killing it on this Jordan thing. That's the only reason I'm watching. Again, Asshole Army. Keep it tight. Thank y'all. We'll see you in a couple days.